at 6 p.m. All proceeds from the banquet will go directly to ECU Baseball. Check ECU Baseball social media for the links and get your tickets today. We look forward to having you. Go Pirates!
Introducing new Domino's Carside Delivery. Now when you carry out, you don't even need to leave your car. So you don't have to interrupt your favorite song.
It's time to drive down to the rock show.
Or interrupt your kid's favorite song.
We'll be friends just for one.
You can interrupt this, actually.
Try Domino's Carside Delivery when you carry out 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each, and we'll carry out your order to your car contact-free. Carry out only. You must ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, and charges may vary. Excludes XL and specialty pizzas. Crust availability varies by size. Message and data rates may apply when using Domino's Carside Delivery.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory ever. Brand new Adidas is arriving daily, along with Under Armour, Columbia, and Russell Athletic. UBE is loaded with cargo, and new items are being added daily to PirateWear.com. Be sure to check out our children's store, The Crow's Nest, for all of your young pirates. UBE and PirateWear.com, an ECU tradition for 50 years. Go Pirates!
It's time to pack your bags and head to CPW's for a culinary stroll through the world-famous French Quarter while counting down the days to Mardi Gras. The staff is cooking up some Cajun delights that are guaranteed to make your mouth water. Indulge, if you will, on the homemade gumbo of the day and fry green tomato remoulade, etouffee, or Cajun-style shrimp. So grab a taste of New Orleans and let the good times roll with CPW's, Stanton Square, across from the hospital in Greenville.
If you missed Pirate Radio Live, you missed.
You ever throw a Pete in at the end of golly? I feel like my dad used to go golly Pete.
No, I've never seen Pete.
No Pete? Okay.
Pete.
Shirley, what do you Farmville folks say?
I used to say son of a biscuit eater all the time.
Yeah. Son of a gun.
Son of a gun.
Yeah.
For the love of Peter, Paul, and Mary. I would say that a lot.
Your phrases
That's
are
like you stub your toe. For the love of Peter, Paul, and Mary.
No, that's where the son of a biscuit eater would come in.
Yeah.
Son of a biscuit eater.
Pirate Radio Live, weekdays from 3 to 6, right here on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this with purple!
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, welcome in to Pirate Radio Live here on a Friday. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios and coming to you on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We're on 1250, 930. We are live online at pr927fm.com. And you can watch us on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Subscribe to Pirate Radio TV on YouTube and check out this show. Check out the Brian Bailey Show coming up on Monday. All of our post-game videos, our Zooms, and our live watch-alongs as well. All right there on our YouTube page. Coming up on today's program, Tony Dunn set to join us here in just a moment as we'll get you set for the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. Also, really busy news week and a busy news day regarding GMs, coaches, and all the jobs opportunities and jobs lost in the NFL. So we'll give you all the latest on that. We will continue to talk NFL playoffs in hour number 2. Got Justin Behr coming back in once again from ECU Marketing. He is a Cleveland Browns fan that saw his team finally win a playoff game. We'll talk to him about the matchup coming up with the Chiefs, and C.W. Sloan will be here as well, our Bucs fan, as he will talk Bucs and Saints. Breeze Brady, round 3 coming up on Sunday. In the 5 o'clock hour, we'll talk to Greenie, Mark Greenhalgh from the Golf Shop radio show, as you can hear that coming up Saturday morning right here on Pirate Radio. That and more on the way in hour 3 of today's show, including we'll make you a winner. We'll open up the booty bag coming up in hour 3. All right, we got some news and notes to pass along.
We're going to do the booty bag twice.
All right, we will.
At the 5 o'clock hour.
We'll have 2 winners coming up later on in today's show. Tony Dunn is here. The hair just continues
to expand.
It's amazing. You continue to outdo yourself, Tony.
Thank you. First of all, your lid game is just all hype today. And Shirley, that hat you got him, holy cow, where's mine? That mug was so sweet.
Tony really did like the hat.
No, I did. It's a super cool hat, man. I just really like it.
I'll have to do some research.
Shirley's turned into Shirley Claus with the hats here. And
where'd this one come from?
I got this one. My stepdaughter actually gave me a Lids gift card for my birthday. So I still had that for Christmas. I decided to buy myself, use that to get this.
Nice. I would have probably just given that gift card to somebody as a Christmas present to save like
re-gift it?
Yeah, I totally do that all the time.
Yeah, Chandler's is coming in at some point. I had to order his because
he desperately needs one.
Well, I took the one he had. He just needed a slightly bigger size, and when I took it back, they didn't have the size. And then when I went to Lids' website, they didn't even have that hat, so I had to Google search that hat, and I found it. And so I ordered it, so it should be here. And then I've got Glenn's coming. It should be here next week. So,
did you tell Glenn what he's getting?
No, I have not told Glenn what he's getting.
Okay, we won't say it on the air.
Yeah,
then.
we got to keep it a secret.
I still have not been to the Lids in the mall. I hadn't been to the mall in like 2 years.
Oh, so. If you're doing the booty bag twice today, does that count as the Pirate Radio Bust It Challenge?
You're gonna have to help me out with what that is.
Yeah, you're gonna have to help me out.
You guys haven't seen that mess yet?
I probably have, but I don't. Is it like twerking or something? Or?
Yeah, it's just something that
Chandler knows what it is.
What is this? A TikTok challenge of some sort?
That's exactly
that would
what
explain why I don't know what it is.
You kids are way too cool for me.
I don't have time to go down wormholes.
Chandler hit me up with the.
Stop talking about that. Tony trying to.
If I look it up and it's
don't. Well, man, it's like basically every other silly challenge that they do. That's a dancing booty challenge.
Your problematic talk usually comes later in the hour, Tony. You're starting it early
hot,
today. Right? Tony, I do want to. I don't know if this is an apology or just a statement, but first of all, thanks for hanging out last weekend. We had a great time watching the Washington football team lose to Tampa on our live watch. But you had, I went back and watched some of it. You had some good one-liners and good little jabs and jokes. But most of the time when you were giving those out, I was either watching the game or following the Facebook Live conversation and just completely missed what you said. So at one point I said, you've had some misses tonight. You had some makes, and I just completely ignored them, and I apologize for that.
I'm glad that after the NFL reviewed the calls, right? We went back to review, and they admitted they could have done a little bit better job on the calls. But thank you, Clip. I had a fun time. I actually had just as much fun listening to you and Bryce watch the football, the Florida football game yesterday. It was great.
Dying. Speaking of our live watch along, let's hear it one more time, Shirley. Taylor Heineke running it in for the touchdown as he dove, hit the pylon, and scored. And Chandler lost his mind. I lost my mind. Tony was yelling. And here's how it sounded last Saturday night. Oh, dear. My least favorite down, Tony.
Least favorite down. It's about to be your worst favorite. Ah! Heineke, the hero! The hero! He got in! He got in! He's a hero! He got in! So, Clip, fun fact about this is I was at Tiebreakers watching football this Sunday, and Chandler was there, and I introduced him to my wife, and she goes, "Oh, is that the guy that screamed like a girl?"
No, hold on. She said that it was your words, not hers.
Oh, yeah, well, she tried to dig herself out of the hole.
So when you went home that night and you showed her the video, did you go... this is the guy. Like,
no,
he sounds like a girl.
I showed the video. I said, "Look at this. This is so funny." It was the next day, and she goes, "Man, he screamed like a girl."
Chandler, you're fun to watch a game with, especially if you're on my side. So that was a lot of fun. You and Chandler hung out a lot last week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Are y'all
we
best
together
buds?
Saturday? What did we do Saturday?
We watched the damn game, Tony.
Friday here. All right, Friday.
I do have a slight bone to pick with you, Tony.
Oh, all right. I like this.
What's up with you attempting to give out my cell phone number during the broadcast?
That was great.
That was the piggyback on my other tab where I said, call Pirate Radio right now and ask for Shirley. So, we were just having fun.
Clip was telling me about it, and I was like, I was at home in my
We
pajamas.
almost ruined her Saturday night.
Pirate Radio
watching
1250.
Watching TV. If my phone started ringing off the hook,
And the way these guys
we're going to do caller 55 to Shirley's cell phone.
Chad Moore will definitely win.
Yeah, he will not stop till you answer the phone, Shirley. All right, let's see. You can chime in on Facebook Live. Susan, the Panthers fan, says hello. Hello, Susan.
What's up, Mama?
Hey, Susan.
She's our den mama.
Charles says, does Tony have posters of Cam Newton in his bedroom?
I have one.
All right. Is it on the ceiling?
I have a wife. But I do have a almost life-size cardboard cutout of DJ Moore,
courtesy of your friends.
This guy right here.
That's right.
And I've got some Cam gear. I got a signed Super Cam cape. That is my most prized possession.
A signed Super Cam cape.
We make that. So I used to wear a cape to the games when I go, and it had Super Cam on the back, and I put a big S on it and wrote Super Cam. And I got him to sign one of them one year, so I retired that one, and I had to make another one.
Was that a training camp or something?
It was at the Fan Fest. I got my son. I got my son to do it. I said, I will get you $100. This one, he was he was like 5 at the time. You know, I mean, he maybe 7. I said, I will get you one of those $100 Lego sets if you can get Cam's autograph.
What a bribe! That was great. So you didn't want to be the old fanboy.
Well, they won't sign it for the
adults.
Yeah, but a kid, they will do it for. So yeah.
And then the next year, Tony went by himself and had some random kid getting his autographs for him. Hey, kid.
They were cheaper than my own son. I would just pick up some kid and be like, hey, how about one of those $50 Lego sets? They're like, yeah, man, I got you, bro.
Are posters a thing anymore?
Where would you even get it at?
I got it we used to have the library used to have like a book fair in school, and I think I got it from a book fair.
Cam has been in the league long enough to be in a book fair?
2011. So how old were you then?
I was in 7th grade.
Huh?
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Favorite book fair book?
What?
You got one? I got one. Remember the Bo? I got one of those Bo Knows books. Then they used to have another type of book that had 2 players, like careers in one book.
Yeah.
So
I used to always get all the team books. I would read those, like the history of the teams. And do you remember the Matt Christopher?
Yeah.
He had like books like Running Home and Shoot Your Shot. Like they were all sports related. And used to get those as well. What's your favorite book fair book, folks? Give us a call, 317-1250.
The Jenny B. Jones books used to be very popular back
I was
in my
making
day.
a sports reference, not just books in general, but
yeah, but what do you mean?
Because now we're going to Judy B. Jones.
Where the Red Fern Grows?
Yeah.
That's a classic.
I used to have, a long time ago, I don't have it anymore, I used to have a Chipper Jones poster long time ago, and the only poster I still have, and it still sits up in my house, is on the final game when Abby Wambach retired. The final game was played at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome down in New Orleans, and I went to the game, and in the hallway, Nike had put up in one of the hallways, because at the time she had the most goals by any man or woman, international goals. She had 184, so they had posters and put each goal, like the date.
Oh wow! Did you steal it?
I have one that I brought back that I stole after the game. I ripped it off the wall and brought it home with me.
Nice.
But it's made like this duct tape material, so I had to be like super careful with it, because if it got stuck, you could not separate it. It was just so sticky.
Okay.
So I actually went to like a local store and got like poster board and stuck it to that so it would stay flat, because otherwise I couldn't get it home without ruining it. And but that, I guess you could say that's the only poster that I still have. My most prized possession, though, is a signed Abby Wambach jersey that I have, and it's mounted in a big shadow frame that sits up on my wall. So,
nice.
Yeah. I won that in a contest. So
she's a thief. That's a diehard fan right there.
Well, I ended up taking 2. I took 2 posters, one because my niece went with me, and my niece took one home, and then I took one home. But hers has got all sorts of drawings on it and everything, because apparently she doodled all over it, but I guess she didn't understand the significance of it as much as I did, and I nearly had a heart attack when I saw it.
I went to the Canes playoff game a couple years ago, one of the games, and they have like the rally towels, and they had individual phrases on each one. And so I can't remember if I went first or if Troy went first. I think Troy went first before I went and got me a towel. So then when I went, I had to repay the favor, right?
Didn't you bring me a bunch of jerks towel? Who was it that did that? Somebody, one of my friends did it.
It might have been me as well.
And they were like, I found it on the floor.
Wait, well, that's where I got Troy's from. On the ground outside walking to the car, because I forgot to get him one until I saw it while we were walking back to the car. Did I get you one too? Maybe I found multiple ones on the ground.
I feel like somebody got me one, and they were like, I was like, I was maybe texting him or something. I was like, get me one of these towels, and he was like, I'm not going to steal the one beside me.
Yeah,
but then I think he came back with one, and it was just like one that had been discarded.
That was either me or somebody did the exact same thing I did,
or someone just like
towel.
you.
Yeah, some jerk just
Lip
like me.
Croc
to get a bunch of jerks. Towel. Chad says, have you seen anything about this fan-controlled football league? I don't know what that is. I'll have to Google it up. Chandler, fan-controlled football league.
I thought that's what we were in.
So like fantasy football. In the FCF, real fans pick real players and call the plays in real time.
Oh, this is what they were going to be trying to do with the AAF. Do you remember?
Like in-stadium gambling and stuff?
Yeah, and do you remember that the whole thing that was surrounding like why the guy who owns the Canes bought into the AAF and then sabotaged it was supposedly to get his hands on the app.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And then so that you could like bet if it was going to be a running play next or a passing play or something to that effect.
Well, Marshawn Lynch is involved with whatever the hell this thing is. I don't know. I'm not really familiar with this channel.
I'm starting to just think that anything but college football and pro football is just not going to be able to work. Like, I just don't have a lot of faith in them anymore. I've been burned a couple times now. I'm not going to fall in love early.
Yeah, the AAF really did a number on us, Tony.
It did.
All right, we haven't
even talked football, and we got to take a break.
Anything yet? Panthers hire a GM, Scott Fitterer. Has anybody heard his name said?
Fitterer.
I hate the ER at the end. It's too much.
Fitterer.
Tony, do you care?
No, not really.
Okay.
He is a Seattle Seahawks guy that's been with their organization for 20 years.
Since 2001, right? I mean, that's a long time.
Yeah, long time. I mean, pre-Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
I mean, he was back there when Sean Alexander was toting the rock.
Which is Mike Holmgren.
Yeah. So, no, I think it's kind of interesting. More, what I'll be interested in is, like, when it's all said and done, what do we learn about the process and how they got to this process? Because they interviewed a whole bunch of people. It was like over 15 interviews. They then did second interviews with 4 candidates. And I was really just convinced it was going to be Adam Peters from San Francisco.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, because he has all of these connections to the coaching staff.
Is he the guy that was on the defensive line when Matt Rule was the defensive line coach at UCLA?
At UCLA, yes. He's had some sort of history with Phil Snow where he scouted him or something to where at some point he coached him as well. And then there was one other connection that was just kind of that somebody had thrown out there. It just seemed such a perfect fit for the Matt Rule era, and you just were thinking that was what it was going to be. He did get a second interview. But then last night, a kind of bizarre moment happened on the Carolina Panthers website, and they took a lot of flack in Charlotte radio for it. And then media people are very sensitive, so then they clap back at people when they say stuff. But the Panthers around 6 o'clock yesterday evening, they announced that they had offered the jobs to Scott Fitterer.
We were talking about that yesterday, which I don't understand the benefit of that at all.
I don't see any benefit.
If he says no, then you're saying, hey, second choice, third choice.
Yeah,
we didn't want you.
Know that. It's like
I don't get it.
You don't tell a girl that you ask into the prom that you asked another girl last weekend and she said no.
Yeah.
Right. So I was that was a little bizarre to me. They put out this story. Charlotte radio was all over them for it. And then 5 hours later, they officially announce it. And then they're like, well, if you could have just had a little patience, that type of thing. And they're just sending those tweets out. But a strange thing is that they tried to, Bill Voth from the Panthers, from Panthers.com, trying to spin it as like this new attitude about how to approach football media and like a new level of transparency that they're trying to bring, and that they're kind of trying new things out and on the cutting edge, which is strange to me. And then on top of that, what's also strange is the Falcons then copied them.
I was going to say
that with their head coach
Arthur. They have offered Arthur Smith the job. Like,
yeah, it's out there, folks. Like they're trying to shame him into getting it.
Tony, speaking of the Panthers hire, did you see that there was some? It was an ugly process between Matt Rule and.
I've heard rumors about this. If you could expand on it, it'd be great. All I've heard is that there were some differences in opinions between Matt Rule and David Tepper on, I guess, what they valued.
I read the guys from WFNZ in Charlotte said that David Tepper's more of a stat guy and wanted to bring in a guy that was more analytical and statistically, and Matt Rule wanted a guy that was more in the scouting background. So I think that was just. I think maybe it wasn't as heated in the process as the media might be making it seem. But there was differences. And you
got to wonder if
you have to be on the same page when you're trying to search for your next GM.
And that's where I'm wondering, like, when the dust settles, what do we learn later on? Like when these guys aren't here anymore, or when Fitterer's gone, or Rule's gone, do we learn that maybe Rule was leaning towards Adam Peters, and that was where the difference was? I don't know. Is that we do know that David Tepper is a billionaire hedge fund manager, or a former hedge fund manager. I think he's kind of retired from that life a little bit, or stepped back some. But if you guys follow stocks at all, there's two ways to kind of look at a company in stocks. There are chart guys and there are fundamentals. And so what a fundamental guy does is they look at a company, they look at their balance sheet, they look at the debt, they look at like the opportunity, just like, is it a healthy company? The chart guys are always looking for these trends on a daily basis or a weekly basis to predict the future, and it's almost irrelevant to the company at sometimes. And so it almost feels like he got a fundamental guy in Rule, and now he wants his chart guy in
Scott
Fitterer.
I don't know much about this guy, so I'm not going to sit here and try to act like I like the hire or dislike it. But what I've been reading up on this guy is that he's been given a lot of credit of being the guy that had his eyes on guys like Russell Wilson and Richard Sherman in the scouting process whenever those guys were going through the draft process. So I've seen a lot of credit towards him to them getting that guy.
I think the very fact that he survived with the organization for 20 years, no matter what, and we've had some turnover in coaches there. I'm sure they've gone through a GM or two in the process. Is the fact that he has remained with that organization has shown that he's got some sort of value that he's contributed for a long time. And, it's probably hard to pry him away from something like that, to be honest, a little bit. But, I'm excited about, what I'm really excited about is now that that's out of the way, we can start plowing forward, hopefully, with a vision. The question is, ultimately, what is that vision? How do you approach it? And one thing that people are highlighting a lot about the Seahawks, and maybe trying to find some parallels to what he's going to do in Carolina, is that they've been willing to trade back in the past. And that's sitting at 8 right now. We just don't really have the opportunity, it seems like at this moment, to get one of the top quarterbacks that you're just certain of. So if you get a quarterback at 8, it might be a slight reach. You're always talking about Trey Lance, maybe, who could be a project quarterback to some extent, but even he's like the best case scenario at 8. You could be talking about Trask. You could be talking about Mac Jones, and you don't want those guys aren't, I don't think, top fleet NFL talents. So trading out of that position could give us an opportunity to bolster our offensive line, run it one more time with Teddy, get Teddy out of there after next year, and then go make a play either in free agency or the draft for a quarterback.
The Panthers have rescinded their offer to Scott Federer and have offered Tony Dunn.
Thank you.
I like how you're calling him like Roger Federer.
Well, we just got to change the Federer.
Hopefully he's the right fit. Hopefully he's the right fit.
No, don't say that.
Sorry,
yeah,
but we forgot to mention this. But the
so easy to annoy Clip.
The interesting thing about this hire,
I'm upset I didn't say it first. Sorry, good.
No, it's all right. It's the interesting thing about this hire is that his name was put in the hat late. He was a late. he was
just from his accent. I thought he was trying to make a word play at first, but no, that was just Country Chandler.
Oh, sorry.
His hat.
His hat.
His name in the hat.
But they put his. He was put in the process late and made a quick impression to David Tepper and Matt Rule.
I also feel that people with Southern accents, when they get around other Southerners who have accents, it gets even thicker. And that's what I heard yesterday on this radio station between you and
me and Bryce. So like
Chandler and Bryce.
No, when I go home, it's bad.
Well,
I go to the local diner, and
I'm a chameleon that way too. Like when I'm around more, Southern talking folks, my accent gets a little more Southern. When you were saying that, and you can't like replicate what the Seahawks did, but they got their star quarterback late in the draft. Also, they got Richard Sherman. He was like a fourth or fifth rounder. Cam Chancellor was a later pick. So they built what became that Super Bowl team really through some good draft picks later in the round.
You gotta hit. You gotta hit. You gotta hit on the early ones.
Yeah.
But every now and then you gotta get some gems late that make a difference. And that's really how so many teams that have been able to kind of leapfrog to the next level have been able to do it. I mean, even if you go to the Patriots with Tom Brady, it's kind of an accident of good fortune in some ways. But then that sets you up for decades of success. And some other names that could be thought of like that. Josh Norman was kind of a name like that for the Carolina Panthers. Charles Johnson is a name like that for the Panthers. I want to say Ryan Khalil was even kind of a mid-round pick. I'm not sure about that.
I can't remember. That's before my time.
All right. I'll tell you what. Let's get a break in, and we'll come back. We will talk about the moves being made around the NFL. A lot of head coaching moves made, a lot to be determined. Talk about that. We will make our picks. Tony continues to beat Chandler and I. I mean, that's been the story all year. Tony, wire to wire here. Well done.
It's been a good football year for Tony Dunn.
Let's see if you can correctly pick this weekend's action when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Greenville Utilities customers will notice some big changes online. GUC has upgraded their website again to make it even easier for customers to view, understand, and manage their account. Customers can now schedule payments and securely save their bank account or debit and credit card information. They can also create custom alerts, set up automatic drafts, and enroll in budget billing all online. If you're not already managing your account online, now's a great time to do it. Check out the new system today at GUC.com.
Have you heard the news? American Airlines is back and has resumed service at Pitt Greenville Airport. Reservations are available now at AA.com. Whether you're flying for business or for pleasure, enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport to get you where you're going and then home again safely. For your next trip, remember, American Airlines is back at PGV. Book today at AA.com. Pitt Greenville Airport, where the Pirates fly.
Hey, this is Troy D, and if you're looking for some fresh and healthy food options to help you live a healthier lifestyle, but you still want that great taste, then go visit our friends at Villa Verde. Ain't that right, Jay?
That's right, Troy. We have two locations to serve you. Our original location on 10th Street and Villa Verde Dos, our quick serve location, which is on Arlington Boulevard.
And Jay, I love the ACP and grilled chicken and veggies. So many great options.
Hey, man, we got anything from lobster to roasted pork to rotisserie chicken and salads. Villa Verde, a platform for good.
Welcome back for another episode of ASMR with Alex. Today, we're exploring the delicious, refreshing sounds of Pepsi. Oh, spilled a little there, but don't worry, it's all under control. Now, where were we? Ah, yes, the ice. I mean, we really should have some more ice, right? Hold on, guys.
Wow, this is loud.
And we're back. Like I was saying, the delicious, refreshing sounds of Pepsi. Dude, I told you, I'm working on something in here.
Does anyone even watch this?
It's not about the views, Dave.
Jinx, you owe me a Pepsi.
Get out!
All right, fine, I'll leave.
Finally, now for the best part. Pepsi. That's what I like. Nailed it. My subscriber is gonna love this one.
Are you gonna finish that Pepsi?
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
Name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Find new roads with Chevrolet. Then come find yours at Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville.
Wouldn't it be great if you could get auto, home, life, and business insurance all from one agency? Well, that's where the Gavigan Agency comes in. They can help protect what is important to you. So why not simplify your life? See the Gavigan Agency in Greenville or give them a call today at 252-756-1400. Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio. Subject to underwriting guidelines, review, and approval.
At Tiebreakers, we pride ourselves on serving
big, juicy wings.
I'm talking
big and juicy.
Our chickens are the same ones that kick sand in the other chickens' faces. If our chickens played football, they'd be linebackers. The competition's chickens, they'd be
skinny little kickers.
Trade those kickers in for linebackers.
Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates.
This is Big John Williams, strength and conditioning coach for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. North Carolina state parks are now open for visitors. Parks should be used for exercise, fresh air, getting out in nature, or a day trip. Visitors should enjoy themselves, but please remember to focus on moving through the park, keep social distancing in mind, and avoid large groups. While most facilities and activities will be open, please contact any state park with questions or visit ncparks.gov/open. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, thanks, Shirley Rhodes. Just saw on Twitter that there's an NBA Jam documentary coming out exploring the history of the arcade game. That was our time, Tony. Did you play NBA Jam?
Oh, yeah.
More of a Mortal Kombat.
I played all of them.
He's on fire. That was.
I saw that you could buy one around Christmas time. That was a arcade version at Sam's Club,
and you can play online too against people with that giant box.
I've seen various versions of that. I saw a Ninja Turtles one
just
a couple of days ago. I never played that one, but I did play NBA Jam once in a while. Definitely played a lot of Mortal Kombat.
Street Fighter 2.
Oh, yeah.
Now that arcade games are hipster things, right? We can
everything is circular now, and everything that used to be, the coolest things in the world for us as kids are now starting to pop their way back in, and I personally think it's rather cool. I'm just saying.
We're finally cool.
It's rad, man. It's rad.
One more Panthers note before we move on. Susan says, as a PSL owner, the Panthers have sent out ridiculous amounts of emails for opinions on corporate sponsors and the way they're handling things, and it's really strange. So,
the Panthers are a strange organization at the moment.
All right, a couple of coaching news and notes.
Who's been offered a job now?
The Carolina Panthers have offered Security Systems Alert a contract, waiting to see if it comes through.
I honestly wish they would do this for free agency. Although it seems like the first team, the guy always signs with the first team, but who knows? I would love to see this for we have offered a contract to Kenny Golladay, and then like the Rams come out and say, we just offered a contract, and that would be kind of interesting. Actually,
we offered first.
We offered more. We offered first. Yeah. So the Jets have their man Robert Saleh as their head coach. I saw on Twitter somebody said that to pronounce the last name just rhymes with Holla. Robert Saleh.
He was big in the Panthers search last year.
He's literally big.
Was he?
Too.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
He is he's one of those guys. I don't know if he's playing it up for the camera, but he is a wild man on the sideline.
He's a unit.
I think this is the right hire for the Jets.
Yeah, seems like a Jets.
Kind of looks
choice.
like a wrestler.
Yeah, he does. He's got like the bald head.
Yeah.
He's got the look. Urban Meyer to the Jags, Tony. What do you think about that?
You know, I don't have any positive or negative feelings about Urban Meyer. Like, he's not one of these guys that's rubbed me the wrong way, other than it's just, he's like, I got to step away from football. Now I'm back in football. Then I step away. Now I need a break. And you just wonder how that works in the NFL, you know? I mean, is he going to pull Nick Saban and just quit in the middle of the season? I don't think he
that
is.
was Petrino. I think Saban wrote it out, if I'm not mistaken. But there's a long list of those guys. I mean, Steve Spurrier stunk in Washington.
Yeah.
So we shall see how that works out. You guys mentioned it. Falcons. So the Falcons did come out themselves and say we have offered Arthur Smith.
The Panthers themselves on Twitter yesterday said we have offered Scott.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Lions' top choice is apparently Dan Campbell, who is the Saints' assistant head coach right now. And so they'll have to, I guess, wait until their season is over if they want to finalize that.
So strange how the names from year to year become hot candidates to cold candidates. You have the continued saga of Eric Bieniemy, who is celebrated by fans, and people just believe that it's his time to get a head coaching job. I mean, clearly he has wanted one, you know. But now, like, none of the teams seem to be that interested in him. And who's the guy? Greg Roman was a hot name last year.
Defensive coordinator for the Ravens. Offensive
coordinator, I think.
He's a coordinator.
Yeah, and he's not on the radar at all this year. So
that's why you got to jump at your chance, right? Because you don't stay hot forever.
That's what we've been saying about Joe Brady, who's interviewed with all these teams. Looks like he's probably going to end up being the Panthers' offensive coordinator, though. Now
I've seen that. I've seen his name kind of go off the radar in the past few days.
Tom Kelly is with WIP. I believe that is in Philly. He says, I think Deuce Staley will be the Eagles' next head coach by Monday. So if that's the case, they would stay in-house. He's been with them for a while. Of course, he was a running back back in the day that we remember. So that would be interesting. One thing I saw on Bieniemy, somebody put out that two things going against him. One, I guess Andy Reid's coaching tree has not had a lot of success.
Well, neither has Bill Belichick's.
That is true. And two, they don't want to wait around to make the hire
to win the Super Bowl,
because the Chiefs are going to keep on playing for a few more weeks. I don't know if that's true or not, but I did read that stuff, and I believe everything that I read. Tony, 5-1 last week. They're calling you Super Wild Card Man.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Playoff Tony.
I've heard this.
Playoff T. Chandler and I were 4-2. I did not correctly pick the Washington football team last week. Saturday, 4:35. All the games can be heard right here on Pirate Radio. Rams at Packers. John Walford has been ruled out. Jared Goff will start. And last week, they did it with defense, the Rams did, and they did it with Cam Akers running all over the Seattle defense.
You know, Seattle's just been kind of a conundrum all season. In fact, I think you were the one that brought this up to me, Clip, is, you know, you thought that they had an up and down season. You go and look at their record, and they're 12-4.
I still don't think that's right. Even though I know it is right, it doesn't feel
because
right.
Now they're 12-5.
That is true. And the Rams, you could say the same. Like, they have had an up and down season as well. It kind of depends on, I think, how Goff plays.
Yeah, I mean, this is what happens is that you have to be a balanced team in the playoffs, is that the team that just has an explosive offense can't get it done in the playoffs because they're going to run into teams that have great defenses. And Seattle is a good example of this. And then I think on the flip side of the coin, the Rams are a team that are stacked and loaded on defense and has what was quietly the best defense all season, I think, in the NFL, or one of the top 3.
They have the top defense when it comes to points allowed, I believe, in the NFL.
And scoring themselves. I think they get in the end zone a lot. Didn't they pick 6?
They did it last week.
Yeah. So I think, though, they're going to run into a really well-balanced team in the Packers. Obviously, we know Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams. Davante Adams is going to. He's the best receiver in the league. His stats are insane. We looked him up. We had kind of had an argument on the podcast over who was the best receiver this year, and there were 3 names that were circulating the podcast, and it was between Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Hopkins, and Davante Adams. And I'm an Adams guy. If you look at it, he is like 12 catches short of Stephon Diggs, 2 less games. The yards are about the same, but he
has a million touchdowns.
He had more touchdowns than Teddy Bridgewater this year. That's crazy.
That's not hard.
So I was going to say, too, like I say it all the time when we talk about the Bills, Josh Allen to Stephon Diggs 40-yard touchdown is going to happen at some point during the game. Davante Adams, probably 2 touchdowns are going to happen.
It's going to happen.
At some point during the game on Saturday. I will take the Packers.
I'm with you here.
Sweep it. Coming up Saturday night, Ravens at Bills. Tony and I were having a conversation during the break. Tony said, I got an upset pick this week. I said, so do I. And he said, and I'm going to pick against the team that I kind of have feelings for. And I said, I think we're on the same game and I have the same feelings.
So let's announce it together. Ravens.
I'm rooting for the Bills.
Sure.
But like you said it during the break, that the Ravens just seem like that. There's always that one hot team, right? And that one hot team that wins on the road throughout the playoffs. It's been the Ravens before. John Harbaugh has the most road wins as a head coach in NFL playoff history. And I think I'm going to pick them to get another one Saturday.
In some ways, I feel like we can learn a little bit from last week and one upset pick that I got right, the Cleveland Browns versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. And despite what their records say, the back end of the season seems to matter when you get to the playoffs, and it tells you a lot about these teams. And Pittsburgh started out so well winning these games, but they had a tough last 3 to 5 games of the season on a 3-game losing streak, I believe, at one point. And I think the Ravens are the other side of that story. The Ravens kind of started out just not able to get the wins they were piling up, not able to get the offense that they were used to with Lamar Jackson, but they have gotten better both on defense and offense over the last half of the season. And I tell you, if I'm a playoff team, this is the last team I want to run into in the playoffs. I mean, other than the Chiefs, obviously. But these guys are good. I mean, but so are the Bills.
The Bills are trending in the right direction too, though.
Yeah,
you're
right.
They have been a machine. Now them and the Ravens were, on thin ice a little bit last week in their wild card games. Could have gone either way for both of those, but Jackson's touchdown run really the game changer there in their game, their win over the Titans. Your thoughts on this matchup, Chandler?
Yeah, Ravens are a scary team here, but the Bills, I really do like the Bills in this game. Go ahead and put me down for the Carolina Bills.
Okay.
I think Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs will have a field day coming up on Saturday at 8:15. You remember those in school too?
Yeah, they were fun.
Oh, they were awesome.
Got to go outside, play tug of war.
Oh yeah.
And that's about all I remember.
That's it.
I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens on the road, going against my better judgment. Tony.
I'm Ravens.
We're on team Baltimore. Let's get another timeout and we'll come back. We will make our Sunday picks with Tony and Chandler and pass along more news and notes as well. We are going to be back on Pirate Radio Live after this.
At Tiebreakers, we admit we have a bit of a problem. People love our wings so much that they're starting to sell their home TVs just so they can watch all the sporting events here at Tiebreakers. Seriously, we're glad you love our hand-breaded, hand-cut boneless wings that much, but we really need you to go home at the end of the night. It's okay, we'll be here tomorrow. And when you come back, bring a friend with you. For great food, great friends, and cold beer, we'll see you at Tiebreakers. Tiebreakers, break the chain, eat local.
Here today with Gamecock, also known as Bruce Batten to his friends and family. Why F3?
For me, it's really two things, accountability and fellowship, and looking at turning 50 years old and where I was headed physically. It wasn't the path that I wanted to be on. I was lucky enough to run into some guys that kind of headlocked me and brought me out here, and once out here, I kind of fell in love with the atmosphere. The fellowship's unbelievable. I've got a group of guys behind me, no matter what I'm going through in my life, I can depend on, and that's what it's about.
One letter, one number, F3. Learn more today at f3enc.com.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by GolfKnickers.com, the world's leader in traditional golf apparel. Hosts Mark Greenhalgh and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in eastern North Carolina. With Blackwood and Mills Creek in Greenville, Dalton's Cove in Farmville, and Belmar in Ayden, these are just a few of the developments featuring BMS Builders homes. They can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or East Carolina football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. BMS Builders. Give them a call at 916-1578 for BMS Builders.
Bostic Sugg Furniture wants to know, how'd you sleep last night? If you're like thousands, the answer is probably not very well. You're tired, stressed, your job suffers, and worse, your health suffers. Get better sleep on a Restonic mattress, a Consumer's Digest Award winner 13 years running. Restonic Queen mattresses start as low as $4.99. Restonic two-sided Queen mattresses from only $6.99. If you're ready to wake up to a whole new you, we have a Restonic mattress waiting for you, exclusively at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Over 32 years ago, the Ronald McDonald House of Eastern North Carolina opened its doors as a place to help families stay together and close to the care they need when they have a sick child. With the addition of a second Ronald McDonald House inside the Maynard Children's Hospital, our need to serve is greater than ever as the medical community flourishes. Help us expand our mission of keeping families close as we grow to meet that need. You can show your support by making a donation to the Ronald McDonald House. Visit our website today at rmhenc.org for more information. Thank you for your support.
Join the 19 million visitors and explore your naturally wonderful state park system this year. There are 41 state parks to visit in North Carolina. Thanks to the Connect NC bond passed by the taxpayers, North Carolina state parks are upgrading and building new camping facilities, restrooms, and visitor centers, giving you more features for your convenience. Every park will have a project underway sometime over the next 5 years. From a nature hike to camping, visit one of the 41 North Carolina state parks today. For more information, visit ncparks.gov.
This is East Carolina assistant basketball coach Steve Rockford, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. For the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner, be sure to follow Pirate Radio at our social media on Facebook, Twitter. Did I say Twitter? Yes, we are back on Twitter. We are out of Twitter jail. You can find us at PR927FM, same name for Facebook and Instagram. Join the close to 50,000 followers today at PR927FM. And to make things even better, there's a new video that just got uploaded to our Twitter account. Check it out if you like Big Butt McCluskey.
You call him Butt?
Butt. Oh, I did.
I think she did.
Big Butt. Shirley's thinking about that buck butt.
That big butt.
Big buck.
No.
Big buck's butt.
Honestly,
like,
the first time.
Bust it?
No, what happened was when the first time I ever heard Big Buck McCluskey, I thought they were saying Big Butt.
They
And
should have been.
I said, that's a kind of an odd name. And then I realized they were calling him Buck.
Buck.
So, and then, of course, I went and said it. So,
all right. If you like Buck McCluskey, check us out. We are back on Twitter for the time being. We should place odds on when we go back to Twitter jail.
5 minutes.
I just said Big Butt, so
that could do it, Shirley.
That could do it.
All right, back to the picks we go. Tony Dunn, Chandler Honeycutt here. Sunday, 3:05 Browns at Chiefs. Tony, you rode with the Browns last week, and you were resting easy after the first 5 minutes of that game. It was over.
It was insane. I didn't even turn the game on yet, and they were up 24 points or 28 points or something like that, and I was like, how does this happen? I tweeted my friends, and they said, well, that's what happens when you get a bad snap and throw 2 bad picks right off the bat or whatever.
So Igo was in here the other day, and I watched the Broncos Seahawks Super Bowl at his house back in the day, and that game started with the quarterback snapping over Peyton Manning's head.
Oh yeah,
and that was only a safety, but the Seahawks took it from there and steamrolled. It's almost like if that happens, it's like hard to come back from. Like you might as well fold up the tent and go home because it's over. You gonna take the Browns again?
No.
Their offense was on fire. I think they can score against the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think they have a chance. Like, I don't think the Chiefs are unbeatable, but in some ways they are. You know, is that no matter how about this? Is that they were up 28-0 on the Steelers, and the Steelers came back a little bit, right? You know, I mean, they were able to kind of slowly charge back.
Yeah.
Into where it wasn't just a complete embarrassment.
I don't know if they got it. I don't think they got it to a one possession game, but they had the ball a couple of times with an opportunity to make it a one score game.
I just feel like 28, it's going to have to be, what will the number to nothing will it have to be for the Browns to beat the Chiefs?
The Chiefs came back in all their games last year, right?
Yeah.
In the playoffs.
Yeah.
So that's a great question. 28 is not enough. I agree with you.
It's kind of like the spread. What was the spread that does it have to be for us to take the Jets? Do you remember when we asked this throughout the season?
Yeah,
it's
right.
like, what number would you actually take the Jets? And then 1 week it was 21. We were like, this might be it. I think it's going to have to. I don't know. Is that don't ever count Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill out. Those guys are explosive.
Let me check the total in this game.
And they don't get rattled. You know what I mean? They're down 21.
Rattled, or rolled.
Yeah, they're down 21 points, and they're like, well, all right, here we come.
Sometimes it almost feels like they do it to themselves. Like they got down
to make it exciting.
The Falcons late in the game, and they're like, all right, let's just go score on an 8-yard drive real quick. The total in this game is 57. So they're expecting a lot of points. We'll talk Browns football with Justin Behr. We'll see how many points he would feel comfortable with to be up on the Chiefs to call it a game. I will take the Chiefs. Tony's taking the Chiefs. Chandler.
It's like you said, Clip. I could see the Browns putting up a lot of points. I could see this being a shootout, and the total, you said 57.
57, yeah.
So I expect a pretty good game, but I think the Chiefs find themselves back in the AFC Championship after Sunday.
All right, Brady Breeze Part 3. I have been on the wrong side. I was
on the History Channel.
That was a great tweet, by the way, and a great Photoshop. I got a kick out of that. I remember this is when I really gave up on the Bucs as far as betting on them. That Sunday night game where they got destroyed by the Saints. I was on the wrong side of that one. Saints are 3-point favorites in this game. I tell you what, Brady, we saw it last week, guys. I mean, his O-line, I give them a lot of credit. But when you give him that much time, it's over. He can still put it right on the receiver. He still looks good.
He looks better than Drew Brees looks.
Totally. I agree with that.
I'm going with the Bucs. I know that right now we've had every reason says to pick the Saints. They beat them twice this year. And they haven't even just beat them twice. They've beat them down twice, it feels like. But has Tom Brady ever lost 3 times in a season to one single team? I don't know if he has. And
no way, because that would have to be a division opponent, and nobody was ever good enough.
Yeah.
In the AFC East.
I don't believe the Saints' offense is fantastic. I think if you can keep Alvin Kamara under control, I think you're going to be okay. And the Bucks have, or at least I thought they had, a good running defense. Their defense has really been a letdown, though, throughout the season. If anything, their offense has improved. Their defense has declined. I think we saw that in Heineke, the hero, just slinging it around at times.
Hero!
But I'm going to go with the Bucks here, and I don't know why, other than I just don't really like the Saints.
All right, Chandler.
Leonard Fournette had a great game against the Washington football team last week on the ground.
He will be starting again this week, and I think
Ronald Jones will be out. Yep, and
he's out.
It says here starting at running back. So it's not saying he's out.
No.
Okay. It's just saying he offered the head coaching job. He didn't accept it.
Ronald Jones, I don't think a decision's been made on whether or not he's going to play, but it has been announced that Fournette will be starting.
But Tony brought up the question that I was going to bring up, and then can Tom Brady be beat by the same team 3 times in one season? I think the answer to that is no, so give me Brady Bucks.
Okay. Oh, by the way, Clip Brock made a great point earlier this year, talking more fantasy, I guess, that Leonard Fournette might not be a guy you want during the season, but come playoff time, that's when he's going to start rolling. So
just the sledgehammer. Who was the guy that it wasn't Paul Bunyan. Was it? Who was the guy that the steel sledgehammer built the railroads? John Henry. Yeah,
he's like working on the railroad.
Yeah, I think this is that one. Another thing when it comes to the Saints and Bucks matches this year, I don't think Brady's had good games in those. Mm-hmm. Right? Is that he's been part of the problem? He's been off. He's doing this. And I think now he's going to be zeroed in, or that's what I expect. And I mean, he's got to be, because if they get bounced here, it's really, you got to mark this season as a failure for them.
I was pretty heavy into the Saints last week. I had a -8 a couple of times and -10 in one, and like they dominated and still didn't really put the Bears away. Like I don't know. Like you said, it wasn't very fluid offensively.
Yeah, they had plenty of chances too.
I know, and
Breeze just can't throw the ball long like he used to.
That being said, I'm taking the Saints because I can't take.
Happy
the Bucks.
birthday to Drew Brees, by the way. He turns 42 today.
I know he's out there listening. Thank you, Drew. All right, the picks are in. Tony, you said you were a big fan of our segment with Bryce on Wednesday. We were watching Bryce Williams, the 2015 ECU versus Florida down in the swamp, and I put together a supercut of all his dangs and some of his favorite phrases. You didn't hear that yesterday. You said, okay, good. Tony will hear this for the first time. Let's hit it, Shirley. How many dangs has Bryce said today watching this? The dang counter.
Dang, John. Dang, I remember that. Man, gosh, dang gum, I remember that. Oh, crap. Probably should have had a dang spike. Dang. Dadgummit. Golly. Dadgummit, I can't hear nothing. Golly. Dang. That internal clock is just like, dang. Golly. Man. Gosh. Dang. Dadgum. Jeez. Dang. I remember that dang play. dang. That's the dang shame. Golly. I'd rather play in that stage and be the underdog every dang game.
Your daggums came in 6, but your dangs came in at 17.
Wow. The Bryce Williams supercut there.
I want to see him go up against Phillip Rivers in
I brought that up.
Chat along.
Like, do you do this off the air? And he says he tries to do that. Like, that's what he says. Dang.
I mean, you don't just turn that on and off. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. All right. The C3 podcast rolls on every Tuesday as we head into off-season mode for Panthers Talk. Tony, thanks for joining us. Enjoy the games this weekend, and we will see you next week.
Yeah, sounds great. And don't forget to call Big Buck if you're in trouble.
Call Big Buck. We need to play that on the air, Shirley. We'll do that before we get out of here today. All right, we'll take a timeout. We'll come back. Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live on the way. Justin Behr was able to celebrate a playoff win for the first time since he was born, like 11 years old. Is that what you said? Something like that. So we will we'll talk about that. Oh, that's right. It was the first playoff appearance since he was 11. First win since he was like a toddler. for the Browns. It's crazy to think about. We'll talk about that and more when we return on Pirate Radio Live. We're back after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Happy New Year's from Brown & Wood. This month, get a 2020 Cadillac XT6. Save up to $5,000 plus 1.9% for 72 months. And remember, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is where the fiesta never ends. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Wednesday for shrimp tacos for only $9.99. Plus Wednesdays means all Mexican imports for only $2.50. Thursdays, enjoy your favorite beef, chicken, or shrimp fajitas for one for only $9.99. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Find yourself working from home or at least spending more time there? Want some remodeling for your house or a fresh look? How about a new deck or screened-in porch to add livable space outside? Don't know who to call? Well, you do now. Call the professionals at R&R Remodeling. They've been serving the local community for 15 years. Ronnie and his crew can help you today. Call for a free quote, 252-286-4119, or visit R&R Remodeling on Facebook. R&R Remodeling, construction you can count on.
With rates being historically low, now is the best time to buy or refinance your home. This is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250 and 685-842. Equal housing lender.
Medicare is not one size fits all, but which plan is right for you? Hi, I'm Denise Walker, and I'm a licensed insurance agent here in North Carolina. Whether you are turning 65, new to Medicare, or already have a plan, I can help you compare your Medicare options. I can help you find a plan offering low to no monthly premiums, prescription drug coverage, and a wide range of additional benefits like dental, hearing, vision, and more. Call me today at 434-531-5674 to get a no-cost, no-obligation Medicare benefits review.
With Domino's Carside Delivery, you can carry out any 3-topping pizza for just $7.99 without leaving your car. So you don't have to interrupt your kid's favorite song.
And we'll all be friends just for one day.
You can interrupt this, actually.
Next time you carry out 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each, try Domino's Carside Delivery. Just pull up to the store, check in online, and Domino's will bring your food to you contact-free. Carry out only. You must ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, and charges may vary. Excludes XL and specialty pizzas. Crust availability varies by size. Message and data rates may apply when using Domino's Carside Delivery.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory ever. Brand new Adidas is arriving daily, along with Under Armour, Columbia, and Russell Athletic. UBE is loaded with cargo, and new items are being added daily to PirateWear.com. Be sure to check out our children's store, The Crow's Nest, for all of your young pirates. UBE and PirateWear.com, an ECU tradition for 50 years. Go Pirates!
When you don't have time to go to lunch, let Jimmy John's deliver lunch to you. With Jimmy John's, we can get a freaky fresh sandwich to you freaky fast. Click to order at jimmyjohns.com. Dinner's great. It's one of your top 3 favorite meals. You just don't want to have to make it. Well, with Jimmy John's, you don't have to. Whether you live in a sandwich delivery zone or head into the store, you can always get a freaky fresh sandwich. Click to order at jimmyjohns.com.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Did you miss a show on Pirate Radio? Well, you can listen to all of Pirate Radio's archived local programming by subscribing to us on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe today by going to the podcast app on your iPhone or your Apple device and search for Pirate Radio Audio Archives. And you can check us out on YouTube Live. just search for our channel. It's Pirate Radio TV and click the subscribe button. And Cliff, as we head back into the show, I did see one tweet just a few minutes ago that multiple sources are confirming, or at least their sources are confirming, that Charlie Strong will be joining Urban Meyer's staff in Jacksonville. Of course, Urban Meyer hired earlier, was it yesterday or was it today that they made it official?
Yeah, I guess yesterday. But that was the first thing I kind of thought about earlier in the week. We talked about it on the show, and I talked about it with Chandler off there. You know, what kind of staff is he putting together? Is he getting his guys that he had at Ohio State, guys that he had at Florida, other connections, and goes with Charlie Strong there in Jacksonville. All right, a lot of news and notes. I feel like we've had nothing really the last 2 days, and we got a ton of news today to get to, and I'm not doing a great job of talking about what I need to talk about. We got to talk about ECU baseball schedule. We'll do that in the 5 o'clock hour. There was a weird deal with Ryan Jones, who is a transfer from Oklahoma. He's coming in to play running back, tight end for ECU. And there was a tweet from the Rivals, their official, I guess, transfer portal Twitter account, Rivals portal. And it said, 2017 four-star Ryan Jones has entered the portal as a grad transfer. He played for Oklahoma. He transferred to East Carolina, but never enrolled. And I was like, is this right? And Stephen Igo, who we'll talk to at 5 o'clock, says, not sure where this mix-up came from, but sources say Ryan Jones is on campus at ECU and set to begin classes Tuesday. Nothing has changed since his original commitment to the Pirates. So that was a head scratcher, but it appears that that's just a mix-up, and Ryan Jones will still be playing football at ECU, and who knows, could be the impact tight end in 2021. All right, Justin Behr from ECU Marketing is here to talk. Where's your Browns gear?
I thought about it after I left. I was like, damn, I forgot to put the jersey on.
You had the Baker jersey last week.
I forgot.
Yeah.
It's bad. I know, this is really bad. I thought about it as I was driving over here. I'm like, this is really bad mojo already to start this week.
But this is how it feels to root for a historically bad team. Every little thing.
Think anything is going to change the outcome of the game. I just started standing up in the first quarter the other day, and I was like, my girlfriend's like, you're going to be really tired if you stand up for this whole game. I'm like, I'm not sitting down.
It's for the team, right? You're willing to do whatever you need to.
Yeah, exactly.
Justin, we've talked about it just a moment ago. I'm not a Browns fan. I also didn't think, if the Browns won the other night, it would be a huge upset. It would be an upset. But I was sitting there saying, what in the world is going on in this game? I can't imagine your thoughts to the start of the game and then really the rest of the way.
It's, for the very first play to be, Pouncey snapping the ball over Ben's head. And the thing about it was that Pittsburgh had, between Ben and James Conner, had multiple chances to pick that ball up, and they just, I don't know what they're doing.
It almost looked like a rebound, and same team. The other one thought
the other one was going to get it, and then they both tried to dive on it and squirt it into the end zone, and, Carl Joseph picked it up.
And even if that's a safety at that point,
I
don't know if it would completely have gotten out of hand like that.
Yeah, it was crazy to watch, and those are, we kind of talk about the mojo. It's those aren't things that happen to the Cleveland Browns. That stuff that the Cleveland Browns normally do. And
you've seen that play before.
I have seen that before. It's just usually the other way around.
So, and Tony brought this up too, and we'll talk about it with the Chiefs. But how about the 28-0 lead? At any point in that game did you say this is over?
Never.
Really?
Well, I said it was over when there was 0 o'clock. That's when I felt pretty good when we got up. 19 or whatever it was with about 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
I was like, they almost physically can't get enough possessions left. But I'm like, they could score onside kick, score, and
I know you weren't thrilled with the Pittsburgh scoring all those points, but super impressive that every time Pittsburgh had to score a must-have drive, Cleveland answered right back, usually pretty quickly.
Yeah, it sort of reminded me of the Tennessee game from in the regular season where the Browns went up big and Baker was playing so well in that first half, and I just think it's just they kind of get settled in and kind of are just sitting on that lead. And I felt it was kind of the same way with Pittsburgh, they kind of sat on it, and then Pittsburgh would go down and kind of come back. But it was like it kind of seemed like when they needed to lock in and score, it's like you said, they came down and drove right down the field and scored.
All right, I know you just want to keep recapping this Steelers game, but we got to move on to the Chiefs, unfortunately.
We're ready.
Stefanski, I guess, will be there coaching, right?
Everybody is off the COVID list now.
Well, that's good news.
Antonio got activated today, so I think everybody's back in full strength.
All right, there's a positive heading into this game. What's been the talk? Obviously, there's like jokes like maybe Stefanski should stay away, but what's been the talk about how he handled it this week?
I mean, I think Cleveland finally, for the first time, has a head coach that they can believe in. And I think just the way that Stefanski sort of handles himself, and he is so calm, and he doesn't really ever panic or all that. I think it sort of made it easy for him to transition and prepare everybody. So, everybody's ready to have him back and on the sideline and calling plays because he kind of I think a lot of what happened early was a lot of scripted plays that came from Stefanski, but I think he's kind of the guy that's going to stir that offense.
So I was trying to kind of look for cracks in the Chiefs' armor and found a few. The last 2 months of the season, 2 months plus, they won all their games by one possession.
Yeah.
Every time I say that, I have to give the disclaimer that some of that was kind of garbage late by the other team. But, they didn't really run away with anything. They lost their Week 17 game. Andy Reid is awesome coming off a bye, but that's during the regular season. But, do they look – is this an insurmountable odds for you?
I think this is, me getting a little, excited and seeing what they did last week. But, the offense has really been clicking recently. I mean, they put up a bunch of points on Tennessee. They put up a bunch of points on Baltimore. They put up a bunch of points on Pittsburgh. So, I think the offense can score the points. And, Kansas City's got one of the worst rush defenses in the NFL. And, the Browns are going to have their offensive line back and, the combination of Chubb and Kareem Hunt. So it's one of those things that, maybe they can keep Mahomes off the field and just keep running the ball and, Baker make the plays when Baker has to make a few plays and hang around and, you just never know what happens at that point.
Baker was good in his first playoff game, would you say?
Yeah, he did exactly. I think I saw it somebody the other day, and I think a lot of people have these expectations of number one picks to be, guys looking like Patrick Mahomes and winning all these MVPs and whatnot. But I think Baker's doing exactly what he has to do with this team, which is, just not turn the ball over and make the throws when he makes the throws.
He doesn't seem like a guy that would be a game manager type quarterback, but is that? Is that what he is?
I mean, I think he's sort of a game manager that can.
Usually the game managers don't have that cockiness to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They're kind of boring. He's not really boring at all.
But, you think I don't know when it's been since, but it's since the second half of the year, he only has 1 or 2 interceptions.
Wow.
So, he did have all those fumbles against the Jets, so it's kind of a asterisk on that. But outside that, he's been incredibly good with the ball.
Steve Hill on Facebook says, Justin, do you need help against the Chiefs? Call Big Buck. That reference is for the latest tweet we put out.
I saw Big Buck
on our Pirate Radio account. We'll play that promo for you coming up a little later.
You know what I just thought about is that about a month ago we were hating this guy and we were kicking him out of the studio, and now he's saving us.
Kind of like the Browns. I mean, nobody thought they'd be here right now. Nobody thought Big Buck would be here right now.
Right.
I'm going to be honest, just being in here, though, I'm a little afraid that Big Buck is just going to bust through these doors at some point and just...
You don't know when it's going to happen.
You have to have your head on a swivel here at Pirate Radio.
Yeah, I'm kind of like the new studio that I can see both doors.
That is true.
Yeah.
I have very good... Unless he comes through the window behind me, I feel pretty safe.
All right, so you feel pretty good about when the Browns have the football coming up on Sunday, but how about when the Chiefs have it?
The Chiefs' offense is what the Chiefs' offense is. Thankfully, getting Denzel Ward back, which will hopefully he can try to rein in Tyreek Hill. I don't know who's going to cover Travis Kelce, but nobody really covered Travis Kelce this year. So, I think on the defensive side, it is doing what they did last week and just forcing some turnovers. And, that being the way to, if you can't stop them from getting the end zone, just hopefully get a turnover or two.
The AFC, I've been saying it all the way through that they have the best teams, but also just the matchups are better. I am fascinated by both AFC matchups this week, and honestly, if I don't watch the NFC games, even Brady Breeze, I'd be fine with that if I could watch the AFC games.
Yeah, I just feel like the Brady Breeze is going to be, they might as well just do that at Senior Living Center or something. It's just, I just don't know what those two guys have anymore, but
Brady still got something. I saw that up close and personal last Saturday night, unfortunately. What if we were talking about a Browns-Washington Super Bowl one day, Justin? Could we handle it?
No. One of the two of us would not make it. The championship game would take one of the two of us out.
Yeah, and it could be the winner, could be the loser, right? Like you could die of shock from a win, you could die of depression from a loss. Like it could go either way. Maybe one day in our lives we will see that happen. All right, so I don't know. Do you predict your team's games? Are you one of those guys that like doesn't want to jinx it by calling it a win, or how do you handle this?
So it's funny, one of my other friends, they were asking from the gambling perspective, and they were asking me what I thought, and I was like, are you putting your hard-earned money on this game? Because if you're going to just ask me as a fan, yeah, the Browns are going to win. I'm just going to be confident and trust my team. But I think if you're gambling, I think they keep it within one score, and they cover, but I don't know. I think it's going to be a close game to the end, and we'll just see who makes the play down the end.
All right. Justin, good luck, man.
Thank you, Cliff.
It's almost surreal talking about the Browns. Oh, by the way, so last time they were in the playoffs, how old were you?
So that was 2002, so I was 11.
Okay, and last time they won a game?
I want to say it was in the early 90s.
It was like 94, something like that.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
When were you born?
91.
Okay, so you were alive.
I was alive for the last one, but I don't have any recollection of it.
Was it? I meant to ask this at trivia the other night. The last Browns coach to win a playoff game.
It was Belichick.
That was Belichick,
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah. All right, good luck, Justin.
Thank you.
And unfortunately, no plans tomorrow with no hoops.
We saw women's basketball tomorrow.
That is true.
I'll still be in Minji's.
All right, you will be in Minji's. Women are in action tomorrow. And we have a baseball schedule to talk about, too. So that's exciting. All right, thanks for hanging out, man.
Thank you for having
Justin
me.
Behr, ECU Marketing, Browns fan, ready to go for this weekend. Let's take a time out. When we return, we'll talk a little Bucs football. C.W. Sloan, our resident Bucs fan, will talk about Brady Breeze. Also, we'll, if you don't have Twitter, let's play the Big Buck promo when we return, Shirley. I think it'll play over the radio. All right, we'll do that and more when we return on Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
It's time to pack your bags and head to CPW's for a culinary stroll through the world-famous French Quarter while counting down the days to Mardi Gras. The staff is cooking up some Cajun delights that are guaranteed to make your mouth water. Indulge, if you will, on the homemade gumbo of the day and fried green tomato remoulade, etouffee, or Cajun-style shrimp. So grab a taste of New Orleans and let the good times roll with CPW's, Stanton Square, across from the hospital in Greenville.
Let us help you get back to business. This is Donald Stocks and Justin Judge of PIP of Eastern North Carolina. We're ready to assist your business with branded PPE. Would you like face masks with your logo? We can do that, plus custom social distancing signage. Now is the time to ramp up your marketing efforts. Whether it's cutting edge, contactless, touchless marketing, or traditional direct mail, we can do it all. We are PIP of Eastern North Carolina.
Wait up. Papa John's has a new stuffed crust. Oh, we did it. All our tweets, DMs, and carrier pigeons worked. This ain't just stuffed crust. This is Papa John's crust. Stuffed.
Hey, Pirate fans, order the new Epic Stuffed Crust One-Topping Pizza for only $12. The new Epic Stuffed Crust Pizza is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
Bostic Sugg Furniture wants to know, how'd you sleep last night? If you're like thousands, the answer is probably not very well. You're tired, stressed, your job suffers, and worse, your health suffers. Get better sleep on a Restonic mattress, a Consumer's Digest Award winner 13 years running. Restonic Queen mattresses start as low as $4.99. Restonic two-sided Queen mattresses from only $6.99. If you're ready to wake up to a whole new you, we have a Restonic mattress waiting for you, exclusively at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
In studio today with Aquaman, also known as Alan Nielsen to his friends and family, YF3.
It's the glue that brings me together in the morning. I see a lot of friendships developing. I got a lot of great buddies that I work out with in the morning. We also can have a positive influence on the community, and I just think it's a great thing to do.
One letter, one number, F3. Learn more today at f3enc.com.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. He is one of the greatest winners of all time in any sport. I'll have some thoughts next.
PR927FM.com is the Pirate Nation's home to stream Pirate Radio live or archived anytime.
So my team, the Bears, are in the playoffs this weekend. Clip's team, the Washington football team, is in the playoffs.
Football team.
Your team has a great legacy. Wow. What I mean, where are they playing Saturday or Sunday?
They're playing in
Patriots?
Cabo.
PR927FM.com, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
Boston Celtics legend Casey Jones passed away last month at the age of 88. He won 8 NBA championships as a player, 2 as a head coach, and 1 as an assistant coach. That's 11 NBA championships. He won 2 NCAA championships with the San Francisco Dons in 1955 and 1956. He played with a guy named Bill Russell, both in college and the pros. He also won an Olympic gold medal as one of only 8 players in basketball ever to win a gold, an NBA championship, and an NCAA championship. He was the consummate point guard. His best year, he averaged 9.2 points per game. It was the playmaking ability and leadership that made him a Hall of Famer. KC was a Hall of Fame person, too. No one ever uttered a bad word about the guy born in Texas who grew up in California. He had a great singing voice, too. Check out his rendition of You're Nobody Till Somebody Loves You on YouTube. First class in every way, basketball and the world lost a legend, the great KC Jones. Come on back again next time, and we'll visit inside the booth.
Hey everybody, this is David Glenn, and you're listening to my favorite station in Eastern North Carolina, Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Medicare is not one size fits all, but which plan is right for you? Denise Walker is a licensed insurance agent here in Greenville and can help you find a plan offering low to no monthly premiums, prescription drug coverage, and a wide range of additional benefits like dental, hearing, vision, and more. Call Denise today at 434-531-5674 to get a no-cost, no-obligation Medicare benefits review. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All righty. Got our Bucks fan coming up in just a moment. I realized that I sent his number to him instead of to Shirley.
Oh, brilliant.
But I believe I just sent that number. Before we get C.W. Sloan on the phone, we are back on Twitter, folks. We are officially out of Twitter jail for the second time. And we just put out a little fun promo that we recorded earlier today. If you have social media, make sure you watch it because the visuals are great, but I think the audio is pretty good too. This is our promo we cut earlier today and have on our social media sites.
Have you been locked up? Call Big Buck. Our Twitter account got locked up for no reason, but we called Big Buck and it helped. Call Big Buck.
I slid into the wrong DMs on Twitter and got into a lot of trouble, but I called Big Buck and he helped me out.
Call Big Buck.
Sometimes I drink too much and say some pretty vulgar stuff on Twitter and get in trouble, but I call Big Buck and he helped.
Call Big Buck.
Sometimes I say really mean things in the comment box on social media, but I call Big Buck and he helped.
Have you been misbehaving online? If you're locked up, call Big Buck. Thanks, Big Buck.
All right. Have you been misbehaving online? Call Big Buck and he will help you out. He helped us out. We will now talk about the Bucks with C.W. Sloan, who joins us on the Fixed NC Live line. He's been on our programs before. He joins me during the summertime to talk fantasy football, and anytime we need to chat about the Bucks, he joins us too. C.W., how you doing, man?
I think this is the first time you and I have had a conversation about the Bucks in January.
Yep, usually our conversations are in the summer and early fall, getting ready for the season. You're right, C.W. You guys have not played a lot of postseason football, just like my team. And you were able to knock off my team on Saturday night. And my first thoughts is Brady still got it. And CW, Brady still has it when his O-line allows him to have it. Because, man, they gave him time the other night. And Washington just could not get to him. And he is still, no matter the age, able to pick defenses apart when he has time.
And I think that's been the MO ever since he was in New England. I mean, I don't think that's changed. And what you're seeing now is a little bit of a maturation process with, as you said, this offensive line. But I also think it's a lot to do with the coaching, too, because they've figured out, I don't know why it took this long, but they figured out 2/3 into the year that, we've got enough tight ends. We have a legitimate all-pro. It's going to be an all-pro right tackle. And we've got really good offensive linemen to protect one of the greatest that's ever lived. And if we give him time, he can, cut people apart. So I'm looking forward to it. I really do like the fact that in the last couple of weeks, and granted it is against Detroit and Atlanta, but you are still talking about relatively, good NFL players who could not touch him. And in the last third of the season, he was touched the least out of anybody in the NFL. And if you think about it, the last 8 games of the season, and that's going all the way back to the right after the New Orleans game in November, he's only been touched 16 times. I know 16 sounds like a lot. I'm not even talking about sacks. I'm talking about just simply touched. And so you're averaging 2 touches a game, at the end of the season. So the offensive line and the coaching staff, I have to give them credit. They're the ones that are peaking right now, and so that's where we're gonna do well on Sunday if we can continue to do that.
Another facet of that O-line is producing a good ground game, and Chandler has made an astute point a couple of times this week. Leonard Fournette looked good the other night. CW Ronald Jones unable to go. I think he might try to give it a shot this week, but Fournette will start once again. Your run game looked good against Washington the other night.
Yeah, and 19 carries for 93 yards. I think if we needed Fournette to get the 100-yard mark, he probably could have gotten it. But the point of the run game that you bring up is really strong, and I say it for the reason of the last game we played. A lot of people are going to go back to the 2 games that Tampa played, and you almost have to throw away week 1. There was no preseason. COVID was still kind of giving teams quirkiness in terms of how they were managing the teams, and this is the first time Brady has been on a field with all of his players. So, and even though you're talking about the GOAT, you still have to throw that game out. And we Tampa scored 23 points on the road, so give them credit for that, and that's without an Antonio Brown. And then you get into the 38-3 game, and the game spiraled against the Bucs so quickly that they weren't even able to utilize the run game in that particular point. I believe Ronald Jones had less than 20 yards, 15 yards total in that game because they really had no way of coming back by running the ball. So now this is really the first game where you've got a run game that's legitimate, you've got a pass game that's legitimate, and you also have a defense, which I know Tony was talking earlier that they've kind of let them down, and to some degree they have. But at the same time, you also had a couple of players who had been out due to COVID, and I felt like even though they gave Heineke a little bit of trouble, he still managed to do well. You are also talking about a player in Heineke who they didn't have any tape on. Bruce Arians saw 0 tape from him in college. They only looked at stuff in the NFL, which was, marginal film study, and you saw what he could do. So I feel like after seeing Drew Brees playing in the last several games, I mean, we had Ryan Fitzpatrick 2 years ago, week 1, who came into the Superdome and beat up on New Orleans.
Yeah, I remember that.
So you can't tell me that Tom Brady can't do the same. I'm not saying they're going to, but I'm also saying that there is a legitimate chance. You and I hate to say this because it does sound like a Homer quote, but you do have to almost throw out practically both games in order to really figure out how this game is going to pan out.
So what concerns you about New Orleans? Is it Kamara running? Is it him catching the ball? Is it guarding Thomas? Like, what concerns you, if anything, about their offense? What did they do so well in the first 2 matchups?
I tell you what, it was really more of what Tampa didn't do. And if you look at the statistics between Drew Brees and Tom Brady in the 2 games that they played, and I just said you got to throw the games out, but you do have to look at it in some context. Brees totally in those 2 games had 6 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. Brady had 2 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, including he was over 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions in the last game. So when you give New Orleans that kind of field position where they're only having to go 40 yards or 30 yards down the field to score a touchdown, that's why you get a 38-3 game. And we also had a fumble too. So to me, if Brady continues to be really strong in the passing game, and when I say strong, I don't mean he has to throw the ball 40 yards down the field. In fact, between both games, they only had one catch over 30 yards. It was actually like a 30 or 31-yard catch. And that's mainly because of how New Orleans plays defense. They play more two-back safety defense than anybody in the league, 25% of the time, I think, so which is number one in the league. So you're not going to see Brady more than likely throwing the ball to Scotty Miller 40 or 50 yards down the field, in my opinion. I think they're going to end up having to win this game in the middle. And the problem is that's where you do get those linebackers, tipping the ball and the safeties coming in and making those picks. So Brady just has to be on point for this game to be close. I mean, and if you put your eggs in the basket of somebody, who better, than Tom Brady. But, yeah, I do think, the sack total, you would think that looking at the score 38-3, 36-23, that they got to him a ton. Well, they only got to him 3 times a game, and that's the same amount of times that Washington got to him last week.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes you also have to understand, too, it's not just the number of sacks they get, but how many hurries, how many pressure points Brady gets, on him. So, I do think based on what they did last week, which was, hey, Gronk, you know what, do me a favor. You're one of the top tight ends ever to play the game. How about you block this time around? Well, he went out on the field for 1 target last week.
Yeah.
His job last week was to chip and help out, which he didn't really need a whole lot of help because the 2 tackles did a phenomenal job on their own, to be honest. But it's really the pressure in the middle. That's where Gronk is really going to need to be utilized. And, if they continue the way that they're coaching, and I have to say that, the way that the coaching has established what their strengths are now, they've figured it out at this point. And if they can do that again against New Orleans, who I think is kind of, putting into the playoffs, barely. You said something earlier on the show about, they couldn't even put Chicago away, and Chicago really, are they really a legit playoff team? In fact, they actually had to go into overtime to beat them in the regular season with Drew Brees. So I do see a chance. I do see a chance where Tampa, if they can pass protect the way they've been doing, and they don't have 4 drops by Chris Godwin like last week, and they don't turn the ball over as many times as they did in the last time around, I think Tampa's got a good shot.
CW, I said going into last week I was glad Antonio Brown had a monster game week 17. Go ahead and get that out of the way, and then he'll be a non-factor in the Washington game. And I was wrong on that. He had his big play, and he is a factor. Did you think when you saw that news that he was going to join the Bucs that he would be a factor here 2 weeks into the playoffs?
Well, the first thing that you think about at that point when you think of signing Antonio Brown is, can you keep him?
Yeah, would he even be on the roster at this point?
Can you keep him emotionally in check?
Yeah.
That was my first thought. I wasn't even thinking playoffs at that point, obviously. And as the season started to continue, he really wasn't getting a whole lot of looks. And I thought, man, I think at some point, because they're going to be afraid he's going to do something crazy. They're not even using it. They might just go ahead and cut it. And then he had this breakout game later in the season, got his first touchdown, and once that first touchdown came against Atlanta, which was a beautiful pass by Brady, like right on the money, and Brown's speed is just, top notch. I knew at that point, if they could keep him from, mentally checking out or, disturbing the team, he was going to be a factor. And case in point, Devontae Adams and Stephon Diggs, who are 2 all-pro receivers this year, are the only players who have more touchdowns than Chris Godwin and Antonio Brown in the last 4 weeks. So, that's pretty high praise, considering who you're talking about in Devontae Adams, who was all-world, and Stephon Diggs, who, again, are, the leader in pretty much all the stats this year. So no, these guys are actually putting up numbers, and I don't care what anybody says about who they're playing. The New Orleans Saints have only, I'll tell you this, Clip, answer this question for me, because I couldn't believe this. I had to make sure I was right about this. Which team between the Bucs and the Saints have won more games against playoff teams if you throw away them playing each other? So take the 2 wins from against Tampa. Who do you think has more wins against playoff teams this season?
Well, I don't know. The Saints had more wins, so I'll just say the Saints.
Yeah, 12-4, Tampa's 11-5. The answer is a tie, and it's a low number if you even look at it. It's 1. They have only beaten 1 playoff team each this entire season. And so
the Bucs, was it the Bucs all over Green Bay? And then
Green Bay 38-10.
Yeah, and then Saints, I guess the Bears. And was that it?
That's it.
Wow.
That's it, in overtime.
Yeah.
And so, so what we're saying here is that these teams are a lot closer than maybe what the records or some of the statistics. I believe looking at the points against and points for, they're within 25 points. I mean, so that these teams are a lot closer in terms of their talent, in terms of how much success that they've had, and so I'm looking forward to it. And I do think all of the players that you have talked about today are going to play a factor into who wins. And again, this is a cliche. We say whoever wins the turnover battle, but man, I think it's whoever wins the interception battle. I mean, one of these guys is going to throw a pick or even two that might legitimately make the difference in all the world in this game. So, which Hall of Famer do you want?
CW Sloan, Bucks fan, joining us. He's also our fantasy guy. Are you still playing fantasy? Are you doing the weekly stuff still, CW?
I'm knee deep into the DFS. I'll go right up until Super Bowl.
Okay.
I'm actually in a really interesting tournament that I made it through the first round, and it's I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of people, and they cut it every week. And so now we've got it down to 4,000. So I'm one of 4,000, and it's $1,000 for the winner. So we cut it to 2,000 after this week, and then 1,000 after the following week, and then we go from there. So you have a roster that you can select. You can pick as many players as you want with a $250 salary cap, and as long as you continue to get points each week. Again, you could pick as many players as you want. You could pick quarterbacks, running backs. You could pick no quarterbacks. You could pick all kickers. It doesn't matter as long as you have more points than the amount that they're allowing to go to the next round. And so it's kind of tricky because Kansas City and Green Bay didn't play. So if you load up on those guys and you think they're going to the Super Bowl, you're not even going to make it there because you wouldn't have enough points in the first round. So you really had to jockey. Okay, I need to make sure players in the wild card round are playing and winning, but I also need to make sure I have some players in the Super Bowl so that I can at least get there and win. Yeah. So it's cool. It's really cool. I enjoy it.
So for those out there playing, who are your superstars, like big dollar guys that you're going to play this week, and who are the cheap, off the radar guys that you're going to give a look this week?
That's a great question, Clip. So I typically play on FanDuel. The FanDuel and DraftKings, you kind of go back and forth. They do have a little bit of a difference in salary cap. So I'll just stick to the FanDuel because that's what I'm good at. As far as quarterback goes, you obviously you don't have that many choices. The highest owned quarterback I think this week will probably be Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson, and I'm actually sticking with Lamar Jackson based on his running ability. And based on what I think will happen between that defensive front in Buffalo and the defensive front in Baltimore, I think Baltimore's playing slightly better in the defensive side of the ball. And I know Josh Allen has the ability to run, but when you're also talking about an $8,000 salary cap or $8,000 dollar amount for Lamar Jackson and $8,800 for Josh Allen, you really want to maximize the value. So I really think Lamar Jackson is the value there. I'll tell you one team I'm actually pivoting off of, and I'm going to fade this week, and that's Green Bay. I do think the Rams' defense is absolutely legit. Just for that mere fact, I do think they have a chance at that game. As crazy as that sounds, how can we ever say that Aaron Rodgers could lose in Lambeau? But when you have an all-world player like Aaron Donald and an all-pro like Ramsey in both of those positions, you've got an opportunity to stop a team offensively. And Green Bay's defense is certainly nothing to be scared about. And so Devontae Adams is the most expensive receiver on the slate. So I'm fading him. Ramsey, I think, will give him a little bit of a trouble. And if Devontae Adams has trouble, then Aaron Rodgers is not going to have a great game. So I'm fading him as well. The guy that I guess that I would really take a look at if you're talking about a cheap play is Gabriel Davis. Gabriel Davis for the Buffalo Bills is only $5,400. And he's gotten at least 5 targets in the last 5 weeks. He's got an opportunity. I know one week in Week 17, I believe, or Week 16, he had over 100 yards when Cole Beasley was out. Now, Cole Beasley is playing. He is active, and he's going to get some of the targets that I mentioned that Gabriel Davis has been getting. But Gabriel Davis is one of those players that when you have him at 5,400 and he can get you 15 points because of a 60-yard touchdown, and they're going to be looking at Stephon Diggs if you're Baltimore. So I could definitely see Josh Allen looking toward Cole Beasley and Gabriel Davis. And, of course, I'm also looking at the Rams' defense as well. I do think the Rams have a legitimate chance to get 3 or 4 sacks on Aaron Rodgers. They play very comparably to what Tampa did. And if you know what happened in that game when Tampa won 38-10, it was all because of the defensive tackles. And again, we're also losing a tackle for Green Bay. And so that makes it even a more difficult chance for Aaron Rodgers to have time to get back there and throw. So I do like Rams defense. You can't miss on Travis Kelce. He is a staple for mine week in and week out. So I'm definitely throwing him in the lineup. A lot of people are going to put Patrick Mahomes in there, but I'd like the idea of having Lamar Jackson, who's $1,000 cheaper, and then taking Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, because if you do that, you still get the points that Patrick Mahomes gets, but you don't have to pay up for him.
Yeah.
And you also get 6 points per touchdown for each of those guys, where Mahomes is a 4-point touchdown. So I do like pivoting off of the two most expensive quarterbacks and going with Lamar. When you have Lamar Jackson as the third most expensive out of the 6 quarterbacks that are playing this week, or 8 quarterbacks, then you know that's a good value.
CW, and you're talking fantasy, you're talking value, but the way you said some of those things, do you think the Rams give the Packers a game and have a chance to win in Lambeau?
I think in the fourth quarter, if you told me right now in the fourth quarter that they're one possession away from tying the game, or 10 points away from tying or winning the game, you would not surprise me whatsoever. And the only thing that really hurts this like where you really give them a legit chance of winning is the Rams quarterback position. You don't know what you're going to get out of Jared Goff. But like I said, the one caveat to that is you're arguably playing one of the worst defenses in the playoffs right now in Green Bay. If the Rams wanted to play anybody else this year, maybe with the exception of Cleveland, or in the playoffs currently right now, it would certainly be the Green Bay Packers. And it's because they can neutralize the offense. And they do have a run game, which Green Bay has struggled from stopping for much of the year. So, yeah, this kind of plays into LA's mindset. And so yeah, I do think that it's going to be, at some point in the fourth quarter, a one-possession game. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't get 20 for 25 for Aaron Rodgers at some point, and then all of a sudden he break it for 2 touchdowns because he's got an all-world receiver. But I'm sticking to the better defense over the better offense. I think Green Bay probably could eke it out, but I do think the Rams are going to cover.
All right, CW, good stuff, man. Good luck to your team this weekend. If they win, we'll get you back on next week. If not, we will certainly talk to you this offseason. Maybe free agency, but certainly draft. CW always has a big draft party. Had a virtual draft party last year where you did all your prop bets and stuff. So I'm really excited about that again. Coming up in a few months, CW. And but we'll talk more football with you here on Pirate Radio soon, man.
And let's hope that the Bucs and the Rams win, because this will be the first time and probably the last time you would see the NFC Championship and the Super Bowl played in the same stadium.
Bucs going for that. Yeah, you're right. All right, CW, have a good one, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
CW Sloan, our Bucs fan and fantasy football guy, joining us today on the Fixed NC Live line. We will take a time out, come back, have more Pirate Radio Live for you. Take a glance at the ECU baseball schedule. Also a story about a former Pirate in the running for a head coaching gig. Talk about those stories when we return on Pirate Radio Live on a Friday. Back with you after this.
Have you heard the news? American Airlines is back and has resumed service at Pitt Greenville Airport. Reservations are available now at aa.com. Whether you're flying for business or for pleasure, enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport to get you where you're going and then home again safely. For your next trip, remember, American Airlines is back at PGV. Book today at aa.com. Pitt Greenville Airport, where the Pirates fly.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Blake Hardigree with ECU Baseball. I want to invite you to join our team on Saturday, February 13th, virtually for our 2021 Pirate Baseball Banquet. Our keynote speakers are former ECU players Alec Burleson and Bryant Packard. We will have an auction through the Handbid app starting at noon on Saturday, February 6th, and closing on Saturday, February 13th at 6 p.m. All proceeds from the banquet will go directly to ECU Baseball. Check ECU Baseball social media for the links and get your tickets today. We look forward to having you. Go Pirates!
Pirate fans always win big at Quality Equipment. And now you can win even bigger during their Green Wave clearance. Catch the wave of clearance savings done right on John Deere compact tractors, Gator utility vehicles, riding mowers, commercial mowers, and even mower attachments. Quantities are limited and everything is priced to move. So don't wait. Quality Equipment wants you to get the John Deere that will help you dominate your home turf. Check out the latest Green Wave clearance savings at qualityequip.com/greenwave.
In studio with Dr. Shondell Jones today from Kinetic Physical Therapy. What's new for 2021?
Well, 2020 has been a tough year for a lot of people, especially with the pandemic. And so, listen, we've got a way that people can kind of get that control back. We call it a power up package to start the year. And it's a mix of health coaching and personal training so that people can actually meet those goals and get back in shape. So to meet your goals in 2021, go to kptonline.com or give us a call at Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness at 364-2806.
Greenville Utilities customers will notice some big changes online. GUC has upgraded their website again to make it even easier for customers to view, understand, and manage their account. Customers can now schedule payments and securely save their bank account or debit and credit card information. They can also create custom alerts, set up automatic drafts, and enroll in budget billing all online. If you're not already managing your account online, now's a great time to do it. Check out the new system today at GUC.com.
It's bow time. There's something special about the first bite of a Bojangles Cajun Filet biscuit, like an edible alarm clock that slaps you awake with bold Cajun flavor. The moment you sink your teeth into that soft, fluffy, made-from-scratch biscuit, then strike gold with a juicy piece of fried chicken, you'll know. Nothing beats the first bite, except the second first bite. Get a Cajun Filet biscuit combo for just $4.99. It's bow time.
This is Stephen Igo, publisher of HoistTheColors.net. Recruiting is the lifeblood of any college sports program, and no one devotes more coverage to the future of ECU athletics than Hoist the Colors. Want to know who's going to be the next Holton Ahlers or Jaden Gardner? We've got all the inside scoop on the Pirates' most talented recruits and top targets 24/7. Sign up now and get your first month of coverage for a single $1. HoistTheColors.net, the most reliable reporting on ECU athletics.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory ever. Brand new Adidas is arriving daily, along with Under Armour, Columbia, and Russell Athletic. UBE is loaded with cargo, and new items are being added daily to PirateWear.com. Be sure to check out our children's store, The Crow's Nest, for all of your young pirates. UBE and PirateWear.com, an ECU tradition for 50 years. Go Pirates!
What's going on, y'all? This is your man, Petey Pablo, and right now you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Raise up!
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Have you heard the news? American Airlines is back and has resumed service to Pitt Greenville Airport. Reservations are available now at aa.com. Whether you're flying for business or for pleasure, enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport to get you where you're going and then back home again safely. For your next trip, remember American Airlines is back at PGV. Book today at aa.com. Pitt Greenville Airport, where the Pirates fly. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Alrighty. Thank you, Shirley. Chandler Honeycutt producing today's program as well. Hurricanes are 1-0. They won last night against the Detroit Red Wings.
It was a shutout, too, wasn't it?
It was 3-0. And they play, I believe Brooks said they play the Red Wings again. And I believe that game is on Saturday. Let me confirm that. But a nice 3-0 win to start the season for the Canes last night. Coming up on, let's see. The Canes do not play tonight. They will play on Saturday against the Red Wings. And that one is in Detroit. So back-to-back road games at Pizza, Little Caesars Arena there in Detroit. All right. I got some news and notes. Shirley, you said you got some too.
Yeah, there is a new team owner in NASCAR.
I saw this today.
It is Mr. Worldwide, Mr. 305, Pitbull.
A guy that my mom's a big fan of Pitbull.
Yeah, well, he is now a co-owner of Team Trackhouse, which features the driver Daniel Suarez. And by the way, today is Pitbull's 40th birthday. So he celebrated by sending out the announcement by calling out Dale Earnhardt and saying, "What's up, Dale?" So he has announced, and apparently he's been very involved in NASCAR. Became a big fan after watching Days of Thunder way back. You remember that movie with Tom Cruise? He fell in love with NASCAR after watching that movie and has been interested in NASCAR. And now he's a team co-owner. So that'll be an interesting draw to NASCAR. That might bring a different kind of audience to NASCAR.
Could, yeah. And we will be talking NASCAR pretty soon. We're less than a month away from the Daytona 500.
That's wild.
Yeah. So
wait, that's Valentine's Day weekend, isn't it?
I believe this year it's on Valentine's Day. I want to say
that I believe falls on a Saturday this year. Is that right? Or a Friday? I can't remember if it's a Friday or Saturday.
So Sunday the 14th. It's February
Sunday.
14th, right?
Sunday. Well, I just know that weekend I'll be in Tampa, but
yep.
So I knew
you can get on down to Daytona while you're there, Shirley.
I ain't got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I'm playing in a softball tournament that weekend.
What other news and notes you got?
This is an interesting one. Now, did you play Nintendo when you were growing up?
I certainly did.
Okay. So, Sega Genesis was kind of like their competitor, I guess you could say, because they had a lot of the same games, I would think.
Wasn't Sega was a step up? That was like the Super Nintendo, I
think. Was
the
Super Nintendo?
I think so.
Okay. Well, anyway, so apparently there has been a rising interest in video games as collectibles. So especially ones that are sealed, got the super grade, whatever.
Your professor on Twitter, he's pretty popular.
I follow him on Twitter as well.
He puts up pictures of his collection all the time. It is insane.
Well, he may want to pay very close attention to this story because just today, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, you remember that game? I never played it. I remember, it coming out. And then at an auction today, a sealed Michael Jackson Moonwalker Sega Genesis game went for $38,400.
Good God.
And Contra, which I played and is the only video game I beat because I stayed up all night long playing that game because it frustrated me so bad, that went today for $31,200.
Holy moly.
So if you have sealed video games, apparently there is a market for it, and especially for collectibles, you might get some coin. Unfortunately, any of the ones that I may have somewhere in a box are completely foobarred.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure all of mine, if I have any at home, my parents' home, is I
mean, I stumbled across a couple of old Atari cartridges when I was moving, and I don't even know how they got in that box. I don't remember ever. I thought I threw those out years ago, but like I had the old pole position game, which I loved to play. It was a miracle that I didn't burn through those joysticks all those years because I was pretty rough on those joysticks trying to play pole position. But Conjure, man. Now, all I can think about now is how many times, because if you played a Nintendo, what did you have to do? Up, down. You had to do the cartridge a couple times in the thing, pull it out, blow in the cartridge holder, blow on the cartridge, put it back in, hold the power button for like 5 seconds.
Put the game in and then put a game on top of that game.
Yeah. You had to do all that stuff. Yeah. I mean, I had to do all that stuff too. And now a sealed package goes for nearly $40,000.
Was Contra the one that had the code, like the up, down, whatever?
Yeah, you could get, I think we did do that where you could get more live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember Game Genie?
Up, down, left, right, A, B.
Do you remember Game Genie? You put the cartridge into the Game Genie, put that in, and you get extra stuff.
Yeah, they sold. Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm so old.
And Zelda.
That was so much fun.
I always thought Zelda was the coolest because they had.
Gold.
It was a gold cartridge and it was shiny and it was completely different than all the drab gray ones.
Chandler, what do you got? You've been trying to get in.
I don't know what the hell y'all are talking about, but we are still doing news and notes.
Yeah, this is the news and notes portion of the show.
Oh, okay. But the NFC South has a new head coach, as Arthur Smith has agreed to become the Atlanta Falcons' next head coach.
Arthur Smith, the Titans offensive coordinator.
Yep. Remember I told you earlier in the year that he was probably going to get a gig somewhere.
What would it sound like if Mike Keith also went to Atlanta and Matt Ryan, he went with Arthur Smith to Atlanta, and Matt Ryan hits Julio Jones for a 30-yard touchdown?
Shirley, can I get some NFL music, please?
Shirley's not a fan of the Mike Keith segments that we do because Chandler is sitting right beside her, yelling, screaming.
Oh, man. She's got to find it.
Well, I got like 17 tabs.
Hey,
all right, Troy Dreyfus.
Shirley's got tabs. Now, these are work tabs, a little different than actual tabs on the computer. Here we go.
Ryan, in the gun. Snap. Looking the pass. He's got Julio over the middle. He's to the 20. 15, 10, 5. End zone. Touchdown. Falcons.
Very good.
Julio Jones.
It's just not the same. Touchdown Titans. Much better call from Mike Keith. But well done there, Chandler. I have some news, Shirley. I got to find the story now. It was on WITN earlier today, and I can't find it at the moment, so I'll just have to go from memory. There was a story about, here we go, adult diaper spill clogs Pitt County Highway. That's the headline.
That's a great line.
Yeah, great headline.
I would have just said, well, it depends.
Oh, that's pretty good, too. These were actually, they had the brand, Attends. Is that a Attends?
Attends, you know that is a adult
adult diaper.
Yeah, adult diaper.
Okay. So this was, let's see, Highway 11 bypass outside of Aden. The diapers fell out of the back of a truck. The packages broke open upon impact. They included small, medium, and large Attends briefs, if you're wondering. The debris stretched for a couple of 100 yards on the shoulder of the northbound lane. So a couple of 100 yards of adult diapers. They have an accompanying picture, Shirley.
Oh, wow.
Spread all out everywhere. So
they've had a lot of rain in that area. It might help.
Soak it right up. Good call.
It might help. Always.
Wait, was that a joke too? That was a joke too. I clicked for me there. That would be a strange sight for a couple 100 yards to see just adult diapers all over the road, and it happened right here in our backyard. So
the funny thing, I just compare it to this one story, and I remember this happened years ago, where there was a vehicle accident with a truck that was carrying hogs, and the hogs got loose. And I want to say it was somewhere between Aden and Greenville. And they were, and officials were scrambling all over the place. What?
Chandler's got breaking news.
Oh. Stephen Igo just tweeted out a cluster of 5 cases has been identified within the men's basketball team, according to ECU.
We'll talk to Igo in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So more on that.
But somehow, these hogs, got a little taste of freedom and just, took off. So they were chasing, and apparently some of them did get away with the bacon, so to speak.
Steve Hill said, Shirley, that the up, down, left, right, BA, select, start.
That's it. That's it.
That's the one?
That's the extra lives. Yep. Right. I forgot the select. I knew there was something I was forgetting. BA, select, start.
Mike,
yes, that's it.
Mike just bought The Simpsons Hit and Run for $30. He figured that was high. It was in the case by the front of the store. So, these Nintendo, isn't that funny, too? You got all these things that aren't valuable, and they just randomly become valuable over years. Like, who'd ever thought that these games would go for thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars?
I used to have, a Optimus Prime, the original Optimus Prime, that when it first came out, in a box, and I had it was given to me as a gift when I was probably in the 4th or 5th grade, maybe. It was like a Christmas present from a friend, and I kept it all these years, and I had it sitting up on top of my dresser, and I ended up, I think I gave it to my nephew or something.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what I did with it, but I do remember I gave it to my nephew, and then a few years later I spot online that an original Optimus Prime sealed in the box, in its original box, was worth quite a bit of money. And I was like, oh, I am absolutely kicking myself. I gave that to my 6-year-old nephew to play with.
Yeah, but that's how unpredictable it is.
Yeah, you never know.
What's going to be valuable, what's not. Like,
well, anything Star Wars is going to be valuable.
I need to get my hands on my sister's Beanie Baby she had growing up. Remember, people would go crazy for those things for a little while.
I had, and you remember back in the day, they had those aluminum lunch boxes with the thermos inside and everything?
Yeah.
Okay, I had an E.T. one when that movie first came out. And I had it for years, and I ended up, I know what happened. The thermos, somehow I lost the thermos, but I still had the lunchbox. If I had the thermos, that thing was worth thousands of dollars. And I was just like, but it's useless without the thermos. It's virtually, there's no value to it.
I see one online for $300.
Yeah.
eBay used $99. Like the original, the old one with the thermos. Yeah.
I still own an original Light Bright, and it still works.
Oh wow! Yeah.
And I still every now and then, once in a blue moon, I'll break it out.
Steve says this is a Collectibles Corner with Clip and Shirley.
Collectibles Corner.
He has a C-3PO from 1977 in the package. Saving that one for a rainy day.
Yes,
that's pretty cool.
You better hang on to that one.
All right. Well, I was going to call this Old People Talk About Old Things, but I like Collectibles Corner better.
Collectibles Corner is
Chandler likes old people talking about old things. He's way out of this conversation.
Anything Star Wars, especially from the original trilogy, the 70s toys, those things are worth a little bit of money. I still have an original Easy Bake Oven.
Wow. You're like we can have a party, that Seinfeld episode where they go play with all the old toys.
Yeah, I don't have the mix or anything, but I have the original Easy Bake Oven because one of my childhood friends was super pissed at me one Christmas because I got it for Christmas and she wanted one for Christmas and didn't get it. And so I ended up buying one for her many years later, as adults.
I have something decently valuable. I was thinking about my best collectible in the package. It's the Dream Team starting lineup. It's still in the package. It's all the guys, and that's for $200, $99. I have those. That one case.
Are they like the little statuettes? I guess. Oh, okay.
But they did one where it's like they're all. It's like 10 of them.
Yeah. I remember those. Yeah.
I have that one in the closet, so might need to dust that off. All right, we have gone on long enough with this segment. Let's take a time out. We'll come back. Get you ready for hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live here on a Friday. We are back with you after this.
Your CBD store in Greenville has the highest quality CBD products in the country. Your CBD store is the first and only brand that carries USDA certified organic products such as gummies, honey sticks, and high absorption water soluble liquids, which are all made in the United States. They even offer products for your pet. The educated staff will help you answer any questions, and you can stop in anytime to get a free sample. Your CBD store, locally owned and operated, open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6, right beside Duck Donuts in Greenville.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
Anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
Medicare is not one size fits all, but which plan is right for you? Hi, I'm Denise Walker, and I'm a licensed insurance agent here in North Carolina. Whether you are turning 65, new to Medicare, or already have a plan, I can help you compare your Medicare options. I can help you find a plan offering low to no monthly premiums, prescription drug coverage, and a wide range of additional benefits like dental, hearing, vision, and more. Call me today at 434-531-5674 to get a no-cost, no-obligation Medicare benefits review.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs, 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville, across from Ron Ayers Motorsports, and in Chocowinity next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
How much does the word reliable mean? Sure, all businesses describe themselves as reliable, and we certainly wouldn't expect any business to be unreliable, but when you take a word like reliable and make it your way of life, the entire core of your business, it tends to mean a little more. And it's something you have to show people, not tell them. At Delcor, we show it by being there the same day you call. We show it by simply doing outstanding work with exceptional products, a family-oriented work ethic, and genuine caring for all of our neighbors throughout Eastern NC, because in a time of need, we know the first and the only thing you need is someone you can count on. That's why we only use equipment you can count on too, like a train comfort system. It's hard to stop a train. Delcor can have a new train comfort system installed in no time, or we can provide an AC tune-up to make sure your system is performing well. So will your system keep you cool all summer? Find out. Call us. We're Delcor, the service professionals, reliable for over 4 decades. Visit DelcorInc.com today.
This is John Gavigan with the Gavigan Agency. Our top priority is doing what is best for our members. Whether you are buying a new vehicle, a new home, protecting your family with life insurance, or filing a claim, our agency will be there every step of the way. Our goal is to become a trusted advisor for you and your family for all of your personal and commercial insurance needs. Give us a call in Greenville at 756-1400 for a car, home, business, or life insurance quote today, and give us the opportunity to show you the benefits of doing business with someone who cares.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by your CBD store, where good health hits home. Visit your CBD store today on Arlington Boulevard across from the mall. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back to the show. Your CBD store is the largest CBD retailer in the country and is now offering curbside pickup and free shipping for online orders. Your CBD store has the highest quality, all-natural products with no chemicals. Your CBD store is located on Arlington Boulevard next to Wow.
Uh-oh. Dang.
Dadgum. Your CBD store is located on Arlington Boulevard next to Duck Donuts and online at cbdrx4u.com. Your CBD store, Greenville, where good health hits home. Take it away, Clip.
Who
please.
called during the...
That's Mully.
Do not call when we're coming back into the show.
He says he thinks he's supposed to be on right now.
I told him... Let's get him on real quick.
Okay, Mully, you're
Chandler,
up.
what do you got to say?
Well, he says to call him first, and he calls us first.
Call Mully first.
Call us first.
Mully, we'll get you on a few minutes here. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing good, bud. How are y'all? Sorry, Shirley, I gave you the
huge compliment one of the last times I was in about your ability at the live reads, and that was
Kiss of
we're gonna
death.
work on that.
Hey, you just had to screw up, didn't you, Mully?
The old kiss of death there from Mike
Well, I
Mullis.
tried to put a little pressure on her.
Mully was going to join us, had an emergency, and but thanks for calling in. We'll talk to you for a couple minutes here, Mully.
Yeah, look, man, I never want to leave you high and dry, man, but I couldn't remember how we left.
How you feel about your pack this weekend, taking on the Rams?
A little concerned. Rams are playing pretty good, and I don't know, is Goff got the magic? It seems like the playoffs, you always find the team that gets, quote unquote, gets hot or starts getting the breaks, and the Rams weren't supposed to win last week, and I don't know, but I obviously I told a buddy of mine I would bet it if you use the counter. Reverse psychology, and then I'll bet against them all the time and hope I can do it all the way through the Super Bowl. But I don't know. It does concern me, but we still got Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, and that's I'll take that.
I'm pulling for the pack to win because if they do, we're going to get either a Rodgers-Brady, which would be fantastic, or even Rodgers-Breeze would be great too in the NFC Championship game in Lambeau. I mean, that's the NFL's rooting for that for sure. But Rodgers, Brady, and Lambeau to go to the Super Bowl, Mully, that'd be awesome.
I'm going to tell you my upset pick of the week is the Browns.
And
I just the Chiefs have not put together a complete game all year. Now they do what they have to at the end. But if the Browns could come out and bum rush them, like they did last weekend, it could be interesting. And I don't know that the Browns don't have a little mojo or swagger going. So that's kind of to me that's going to be a really that might be the funnest game to watch this weekend.
Mully's upset special. Mully, we won't have any hoops to watch tomorrow. ECU with some COVID issues within the basketball program, and we'll talk to Igo about that coming up momentarily. But hey, there's games going on. There's a ton of postponements too, Mully. But glad to see that. Hopefully, they're going to try to continue these seasons, even with all these postponements popping up right now.
Yeah, it's a strange time in the world, as we've often said, and they're still college students, and they're still going to do college student type stuff, and it's hard to control all the moving parts, but this too shall pass. We'll get through it and be appreciative for every game we do get to watch, and just know that there's a better day coming, and hopefully it's not too far down the road.
Braves giving out Max Fried and AJ Minter 1-year deals today. Yeah, Yankees Aaron Judge gets a raise to over $10 million on a 1-year deal. I think he can enter free agency next year. Dodgers and Bellinger reach a deal, so you're starting to see some deals made. DJ LeMahieu also with the Yankees. What did you think of the Lindor move to the Mets, Mully? Carlos Carrasco also part of that deal, as it looks like Cleveland is going to be pinching pennies and saving money, and the Mets are trying to be contenders there. They got a heck of a ball player in Lindor.
Yeah, they got a good player, and I think there's still more dust to settle with Springer and some of the other guys that are out there. And I think your marquee and upper crust guys are going to be the ones that are going to be maybe a little less affected by the economics of baseball. But I think a lot of the rest of it, you're going to see Cleveland and these other organizations saying, "Hey, we got to tighten the purse strings a little bit and get through this time with all the uncertainty and the revenue that they're just hemorrhaging." So I think it's kind of a good time for the Mets to make a push, because I think going into this season, there's going to be a clear line of the haves and the have-nots, and I think that's going to be reflected. I mean, I really think there could be some runaway teams this year as it pertains to wins and losses. So I mean, Lindor's a great player and a good pickup by for the Mets, and I think he kind of fits that. It kind of reminds me a little bit of playing style of maybe Carlos Baerga back when he was with the Mets, or somebody that New York crowd really can kind of rally around and be a calling card for them.
Jose Reyes-ish as well.
I see. Yeah, I think that's a good call. But I think that'll be. I think it's a good thing for him. Obviously, I mean, you can't go wrong, and it's going to be really, really, really interesting to see how all the baseball shakes out across the game at every level as we move into the spring months.
Mully, we'll talk more about that and get you back on when you got more time. And appreciate you calling in, though, man. And have a good weekend. We'll talk to you again soon, Mully.
You guys take care.
Later on, there is Mike Mullis joining us on the Fixed NC live line. Let's get a break in, Shirley. We will come back, talk to Stephen Igo for a few minutes about, I guess we have some more basketball news regarding COVID. Also, a football nugget or two to get to with Igo as well on a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
It's bow time. There's something special about the first bite of a Bojangles Cajun Filet biscuit, like an edible alarm clock that slaps you awake with bold Cajun flavor. The moment you sink your teeth into that soft, fluffy, made-from-scratch biscuit, then strike gold with a juicy piece of fried chicken, you'll know. Nothing beats the first bite, except the second first bite. Get a Cajun Filet biscuit combo for just $4.99. It's bow time.
Find yourself working from home or at least spending more time there? Want some remodeling for your house or a fresh look? How about a new deck or screened-in porch to add livable space outside? Don't know who to call? Well, you do now. Call the professionals at R&R Remodeling. They've been serving the local community for 15 years. Ronnie and his crew can help you today. Call for a free quote, 252-286-4119, or visit R&R Remodeling on Facebook. R&R Remodeling, construction you can count on.
My whole business just went up in flames, but my agent was there before the fire was out. We started a plan. I've got 25 employees who could be out of a job if we didn't get this place running again. My independent agent and auto owner's insurance, they made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. That's incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there.
This is Brian Smith with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Sam Jones, and we're open and here to serve you with some of the best whole hog barbecue, chicken, turkey, ribs, and homemade sides every day for lunch and dinner. There are 3 easy ways to enjoy Sam Jones barbecue. Swing by our drive-thru window or try one of our 2 curbside takeout options by calling in your order at 689-6997 or ordering online at samjonesbbq.com. We love Eastern North Carolina, and we invite you to come by and enjoy some great tasting Sam Jones barbecue today.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Corey Scott, former ECU Baseball All-American. During my playing days, I specialized on the field as a closer. Now, as your mortgage loan officer, I am once again specializing in closing. But this time, I am closing for you, not just the Pirates. At Movement Bank, we offer portfolio loans such as 100% doctor loans with no PMI, home equity lines of credit, and jumbo loans, all at historically low rates. Contact me today, and I will be your closer. Call Coach Corey at 378-5252. That's 378-5252. And go Pirates.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, Pirates supporting pirates.
Welcome back for another episode of ASMR with Alex. Today, we're exploring the delicious, refreshing sounds of Pepsi. Oh, spilled a little there, but don't worry, it's all under control. Now, where were we? Ah, yes, the ice. I mean, we really should have some more ice, right? Hold on, guys.
Wow, this is loud.
And we're back. Like I was saying, the delicious, refreshing sounds of Pepsi. Dude, I told you, I'm working on something in here.
Does anyone even watch this?
It's not about the views, Dave.
Jinx, you owe me a Pepsi.
Get out!
All right, fine, I'll leave.
Finally, now for the best part. Pepsi. That's what I like. Nailed it. My subscriber is gonna love this one.
Are you gonna finish that Pepsi?
This is Billy Weaver from WITN. You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by your CBD store, where good health hits home. Visit your CBD store today on Arlington Boulevard across from the mall. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. You've worked hard to start your business and are working even harder to make it successful. And that's why it's important to have a bank in your corner when you need them. As the business world throws you curveballs, Select Bank and Trust is here to be responsive to your needs. Select Bank's team of local bankers can make local decisions and cares about you, the customer. Get the business services that are right for your business today with Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brown.
All right, welcome back to the program here on a Friday with you. We got to open up the booty bag. We'll open it up at the end of this segment and once again later on in our program.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll do that. We will also talk to Stephen Igo from Hoist the Colors for the third time this week. Igo, appreciate you joining us on short notice today, but I have some baseball, basketball, and football, ECU related, to talk to you about. So we'll hit those real quick. That cool?
Yeah, no, that's good. I'm glad Mullis called in because it gave me time to run out and buy a lottery ticket. So in case I win this weekend, I can bail the Pirates out of their financial hardships.
Oh, awesome. If you become a billionaire, would you still run Hoist the Colors?
Yeah, I would just hire somebody else to run it, though.
Right, okay.
Because I don't think I could technically be a donor of ECU and run Hoist the Colors.
Would you still be a guest on Pirate Radio Live?
Maybe like once a year.
Once a year. We got Igo once a year. All right, that's good enough. Steven, let's start with baseball. A schedule has been released, and you broke down the numbers, I think, in your tweet about home and away. Pirates are home a lot. I believe they only have one road non-conference series. That's February 26th through the 28th at Georgia Southern. Every other non-conference series scheduled to be at home for ECU. Do you remember off the top of your head how the home and away numbers break down total?
So it's 56 games overall. 34 of those are at home overall. And then non-conference, it's 24 non-conference games. 18 of those are at home.
Yeah.
So, and ECU only has to leave the state of North Carolina once before conference play begins. So that is significant. I think their road games are UNCW, Duke, and UNC. And then they obviously have to go to Georgia Southern, which is a quality program, but that's just one series. So they only have to leave the state. And I assume they're probably busing to Georgia Southern. I'm not 100% sure, though, but it is drivable. So yeah, it's interesting that I think it's the best approach ECU took, to get that many home games. I'm sure they had to do some negotiating to make it happen, but I think the schedule sets up very well for ECU. It's challenging, but I think it's a very favorable schedule.
All right, more baseball talk coming your way next week here on Pirate Radio Live. Let's get to the hoops news real quick. And no basketball tomorrow, no basketball Wednesday for the Pirates. COVID issues within the program. And you tweeted out 24 minutes ago, a cluster of 5 cases have been identified within the men's basketball program. Is this like new cases popping up that we didn't know about yesterday, or is this total, or what does this mean?
So this means 5 cases total at this point.
Okay.
ECU itself, the athletic department didn't release this. This is ECU News Services. They did the same thing for baseball.
Oh, gotcha.
Basically, they have to alert when there's a cluster of cases anywhere on campus. They have got to, I think, alert that to all the students, who are coming back. So yesterday they put out there was 10 cases for baseball. Today it's 5 cases for men's basketball. That doesn't mean technically 5 new cases or anything like that. It means 5 active cases, obviously. But from what I was told, there was, I think, 3 cases as a result of the testing earlier this week, which caused the pause. So now you get 2 more, equaling 5, and it's worrisome. It doesn't say how many are student athletes versus staff or managers, that sort of stuff. But clearly, the cases have continued to spread even after the pause as they continue testing. So, 5 cases, I think, unfortunately, they're going to be shut down a while.
All right, Igo. Not great news there. Let's talk a little football. Something came out this afternoon. And, Steven, every time I catch wind of something or see something and want to know more details on it, I text you. I got to imagine a lot of people do that, and I know that a lot of people are texting you even when I do it. Usually, I let a little time go by and let you get more details. Let the first 50 people text you, and then I text you. Today, I did it right away, so apologies for that. But you're the news guy. It came out from Rivals Portal. This is their transfer portal, I guess, Twitter feed, that Ryan Jones has entered the portal, and it said on that tweet that played for Oklahoma, transferred to ECU, but never enrolled. And you retweeted that and said, not sure where the mix-up came from. Your sources say Ryan Jones is on campus, said to be in classes Tuesday. Nothing has changed. So you feel pretty good that Ryan Jones is a part of the ECU football program right now?
Yeah, 100%. He is. He's on campus. He was in the team meeting today. He actually tweeted the tweet, or he retweeted the tweet and put a hat emoji, and apparently that means cap, which means lie. If you hear somebody say, somebody say no cap, that means no lie.
Okay.
This was just a cap. I guess that means lies or lie. So here's the deal. So Jones actually did pop up in the portal. Our people at 24/7 Sports informed me that his name was in the portal, but I'm guessing there's some sort of glitch or technicality where Oklahoma is the school that he popped up in as part of the portal. So it's not like he's at ECU and it says he's transferring from ECU. It says he's transferring from Oklahoma. So my guess is that if he didn't enroll this past semester during the fall like he was supposed to, maybe Oklahoma had to resubmit it for some reason, with it being a new year and him still just now enrolling at ECU. But the bottom line is he's going to ECU. He's at ECU. He's going to start classes on Tuesday. He's not transferring from ECU. So Rivals, technically what they tweeted, I guess, could be accurate in some regards, but they made it sound like he was transferring from ECU or transferring again, when in reality he's not. It was just a technicality, which is why the portal is interesting, because we monitor it, but you have to follow up on that stuff. You can't just report it as a guy pops up in the portal, because you might not have the whole story.
Right. All right. Good clarification there. Stephen Igo joining us. Also, another football nugget, Igo, we haven't discussed yet. Former Pirate Dwayne Ledford, reportedly among the candidates for the Marshall head coaching job. He is at Louisville right now. Been previously at NC State, and was he at App State as well?
Yeah. He was at App State a while, and then moved to NC State and then Louisville.
So interesting to hear his name pop up. And is he? You follow this stuff and know what's going on with other schools and the coaching carousel. Is his name a popular one and maybe a hot one right now?
Yeah, so he has been mentioned now. I'm trying to think, about 2 years in a couple of vacancies. A lot of people in the industry are very high on Coach Ledford, and even the last 2 ECU openings, he's tried to kind of get in. The more realistic one was after Scotty was let go. I think he was a little too early in his time when they hired Mo. But either way, very knowledgeable coach, tremendous O-line coach, great recruiter. Just has the personality that he's going to succeed, I think, in that role. He went to Louisville partly to get the co-OC title, because that, I think, plays a big role. It's kind of hard to hire O-line coach to be a coach. So he went to Louisville to get the co-OC title, which helps his resume. But no, I think he's a very quality candidate. I think Marshall will be making a great move if they hire him. I don't know if he'll get the job because he's still pretty young, but he's a name down the line too for ECU. He loves ECU, very interested in Greenville. I think if there was ever an opening again here, he would be a name to watch.
Interesting. Good stuff, Igo. You can get back to your wife now. Tell her I'm sorry that we took you for a few minutes here.
No problem, man. I'm just waiting on takeout, actually. So.
All right. Good deal. We'll see you Tuesday.
All right. See you guys.
Stephen Igo, Hoist the Colors, joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. We will go to break here. I wanted to read a tweet, Chandler, to you because you brought up the Arthur Smith news that the Falcons have a new head coach. Diana Rossini from ESPN put this out. Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry's career numbers with and without Arthur Smith. So Tannehill with Arthur Smith, 17-7, 3.9 touchdown to interception ratio, 71.1 QBR. All others, he has a losing record, 42-46, a 1.6 touchdown to interception ratio, a 48 QBR. So the number's way better with Arthur Smith. Derrick Henry's numbers, 118 rushing yards per game with Smith, 1 touchdown per game. All other coordinators that he's been under, 48 yards a game and a half a touchdown a game. So, numbers can tell a story. Sometimes numbers can lie a little bit, but like these are pretty eye-popping numbers.
Maybe that was part of the process in the search. Maybe they looked at the numbers like that and said, "All right, this guy obviously has an impact on these players." I think that does good to your resume. I think it's a good resume builder.
Yeah, some pretty staggering numbers there.
Don't lie.
These numbers are not lying, folks. All right, Shirley Rhodes, will you open up the booty bag, please? Have you practiced?
Booty everywhere. Booty everywhere.
We had a comment today on our new Pirate Radio Live booty bag promo. Chandler asking if Shirley's been practicing. She practices all day on this.
It's so annoying.
It is. It really is. All right, Shirley, what are we giving away, and what number caller are we looking for?
All right, I am looking for caller number 10, and we're going to give away a $10 gift card to Villa Verde Dos.
Villa Verde Dos is on the line. Caller number 10 will make you a winner. We'll talk to Mark Greenhalgh when we return on Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Blake Hardigree with ECU Baseball. I want to invite you to join our team on Saturday, February 13th virtually for our 2021 Pirate Baseball Banquet. Our keynote speakers are former ECU players Alec Burleson and Bryant Packer. We will have an auction through the Handbid app starting at noon on Saturday, February 6th and closing on Saturday, February 13th at 6 p.m. All proceeds from the banquet will go directly to ECU Baseball. Check ECU Baseball social media for the links and get your tickets today. We look forward to having you. Go Pirates!
Did you know time spent outdoors can help improve your children's health and bring balance to their life? The Outdoor Heritage Advisory Council invites you to join the Patch program. This program is for any child under the age of 16 and includes activities like fishing, hunting, and hiking. These are just one of the many ways you can earn the exclusive patches from the Outdoor Heritage Council. For more information on how to sign up and get your adventure started, visit outdoorheritage.nc.gov.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome Inside the Booth, a review of a book I read over the holidays. That's coming up next.
If you missed Pirate Radio Live, you missed
Alec Burleson.
I don't know if I've told many people this, but my freshman summer, I was considering not coming back. Just because in high school, I didn't know how to work out. I would go in the gym. I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew how to hit a baseball and throw a baseball about 84 miles an hour. So I didn't really know what I was doing. And then I get here and, you're pushed every single day. And that can definitely take a toll on you as a freshman. It's all worth it because Coach Godwin will tell you, he just lets us go out there and play because he knows we've put in the work.
Pirate Radio Live, weekdays from 3 to 6, right here on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
The name of the book is Off Mike, an autobiography about Mike Doc Emmerich, the recently retired voice of the National Hockey League on NBC. I've never met Mike, but I feel like I know him. I can relate. A couple of Midwestern guys growing up in the 50s and 60s. He was in Indiana and me in Ohio. We both decided as teenagers to become play-by-play sportscasters. At age 14, Emmerich went to his first hockey game at the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum, and he was hooked. I remember going there too, and when in the book he described the popcorn smells, the program hawkers, and that great organ, I felt like I was there again. Above all, Mike Doc Emmerich is a first-class guy, a hockey legend. Again, the book is Off Mike. It's a good read. Come on back again next time, and we'll visit Inside the Booth.
For the latest from the world of golf,
Tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by GolfKnickers.com, the world's leader in traditional golf apparel. Hosts Mark Greenhalgh and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-styled restaurant and bar. Join us at the Rick House for mouth-watering steaks and the best burgers around. Check out the spicy mahi risotto or the bourbon pecan salmon. Wednesday night is date night. 2 salads, an appetizer, a bottle of wine, 2 entrees, and a dessert for just $55. Thursday is ladies' night with $5 martinis and special apps. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville. The Rick House.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those, but anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
This is former ECU baseball player and mayor of Greenville, PJ Connolly, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by your CBD store, where good health hits home. Visit your CBD store today on Arlington Boulevard across from the mall. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Got damage? Damage from wood rot, fixed. Damage from smoke or fire, fixed. Damage caused by water, fixed. If you've got damage, use a contractor that works for you and not your insurance company. Visit fixednc.com today or call 999-0001. That's 3 9s, 3 zeros, and a 1. Fixed NC, restore, renew, maintain. And congratulations to Kathy Matthews of Ahoskie. Picked up a $10 gift certificate to Villa Verde Dos. Villa Verde Dos by the hospital is open for you, serving unique and healthy dishes from the Dominican Republic. Order online at myvillaverde.com or the Villa Verde app. Whether it's dine-in or take-out, Villa Verde Dos is a platform for good. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Did you go to Dos today, Chandler? Is that where you got? Man, you brought something in that looked amazing, and you're eating healthier now. So instead of going with the rice, you went with the salad option.
Yeah.
And it looked awesome. You would kind of make your own bowl.
It was delicious. It was great.
I definitely need to get over there.
I'm trying to make that like a Friday thing now. It's like, it's Friday. It's Villa Verde Day.
Villa Verde Dos Friday?
Yep.
All right. Well, good luck with that moving forward. All right. We are about to get Mark Greenhalgh on the line and talk some golf and other topics. And Chandler, I'm going to give you the first question today. I'm going to throw it over to you when we get Mark on, because you want to ask about, or at least talk about the Tiger Woods documentary, right? I have not seen the first episode yet. I plan to do that over the weekend, and then episode 2 will be
Sunday at 9 o'clock.
Okay, so I'll watch it before then, so I can catch up and then watch episode 2 coming up on a Sunday night. All right, let's talk to Greeny now. He joins us on the Fixed NC Live line. Mark, how you doing today, man?
Doing great. How you doing?
Hey, doing fantastic. You can hear the Golf Shop Radio Show right here on Pirate Radio coming up Saturday morning at 8 a.m. And Chandler Honeycutt, our producer, Mark, is going to have the first question today. Go ahead, Chandler.
Greeny, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Hey, the Tiger Woods documentary is out on HBO Max, and I was able to watch that the other night with my roommate, and it's given me a lot of the Last Dance vibes. It's really good. Have you been able to watch it, and if so, what are your thoughts on it?
I haven't been able to watch it. I don't have HBO Max, but from what I understand, it's kind of that behind the curtain. Even though, the Jordan thing was with Jordan's consent, this is without Tiger's consent. So you're kind of getting still the bird's eye view, if you will. There's no internal access, obviously, because Tiger keeps hold of that pretty well. But from what I understand, there's been some things that show him in a good light. There's some things that show him in not so good a light, and we're kind of getting the end-to-end story. And it seems like that they've tried to give you the bad, and then when they give you the bad, they try and kind of build them back up again at the end. So I guess there's an effort there to try and be all encompassing, and that's kind of what I've heard so far. And we'll see. If I get a chance to watch it, I'll probably check it out and see what it's all about. But I haven't had a chance to do it yet.
Yeah, whenever
what do you think?
Oh, it's awesome. It's great. It's the first, I think it's a 2-part series. The first part that I watched the other day, it really kind of focused on his upbringing, and it showed how much of impact that his dad, Earl Woods, had on the upbringing of Tiger. And, Tiger actually started playing golf when, as soon as he was able to start walking as a little kid, he was able to pick up a club and start swinging. So they really do focus in that first part about the impact that his dad had and the relationship that they had, and it's really good. So I can't wait for you to watch it, and the next time you come on the show, maybe we can get your review on it.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, what for me, what made Tiger Woods great and still does today is, and you don't see it with too many guys. And I pick on Bryson DeChambeau. We call him the brand on the show. And I still wish he would be known for winning golf tournaments instead of all the other stuff that he's doing. But I'll give Bryson credit that he is the only one right now that is really as driven to do whatever it takes to try and get W's like what Tiger did. I mean, you don't see too many guys that have that drive, that are willing to do whatever it takes, and Tiger did that. I mean, he had to shut people out, and he did shut people out, and he shut everything out, and he did his own thing. And I wish Bryson would kind of shut everybody out and do his own thing and not have to tell us about it every 5 seconds.
I like to play golf, and I'm an avid golfer. I would call myself an avid golfer. I don't pay attention to the PGA as much as I do to other sports, but what I do understand about Bryson DeChambeau's game is that he's more of a slow-paced player. You'll see him kind of looking over his note card or looking over notes, and it'll take him maybe 5 minutes to kind of decide what he wants to play, and that's the kind of player that Bryson is, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. If I take that much time to hit a shot, I screw it up. I mean, I'm get the yardage, pull a club, hit the shot, and the less I think about it, the better off I am. So, it all depends on what works for you. He likes to be the analytical type now, and he does get slow played a lot, and they've got some new rules on the PGA Tour, and I haven't heard anybody been subject to those rules yet, so far so good, but we'll see how that goes as we creep up on bigger tournaments.
Mark Greenhalgh's joining us, Greeny, from the Golf Shop Radio Show here on Pirate Radio Live. You can hear the Golf Shop Radio Show coming up 8 a.m. Saturday morning right here each and every Saturday on Pirate Radio. Weird story here, Mark, that I want to get your take on. And Angel Cabrera in the news. This is a strange one. Federal police in Brazil have arrested golfer Angel Cabrera on an Interpol red notice for alleged crimes committed in Argentina. Of course, he's a two-time major winner, won the Masters and the U.S. Open. He is being charged with assaulting his ex-girlfriend in Argentina, along with a misdemeanor charge of theft. His attorney said he is innocent in both cases, expects to be absolved based on the evidence that have been gathered, in quotes. So we'll wait and see what happens. But is he still relevant? Is he playing on the what they used to call the senior tour, the Champions Tour, Mark? Is he still out there as a golfer?
He's really not been doing a whole lot, and in all honesty, he's never done a whole lot in terms of golf in the United States. I mean, he's been a guy that had popped up in major championships, but had primarily played in events down in South America. And when he won 2 major championships, you still didn't see a whole lot of them. But it always seemed like that when he played, he kind of popped up on the leaderboard. So. He had played. He played on the Champions Tour last year, and because he's 51 years old, so he hadn't really played on the PGA Tour. The next step will be to see what the PGA Tour does. Obviously, they're going to keep a close eye on this, but whether they suspend him or not remains to be seen. A lot of times they do this stuff behind the scenes, so we don't get to make a whole lot out of it. But he hadn't played on the Champions Tour. His last event was in September, so he didn't play anything after that, and he withdrew in that event. So I'm not sure if he had an injury or what, but this, kind of out of sight, out of mind until this popped up on the ticker today. Yeah,
well, Greeny, what you got planned for the Golf Shop Radio Show coming up this Saturday?
Well, we're going to talk to the director of golf of Sedgefield up in the Greensboro area, Rocky Brooks. He won the Carolinas Golf Association Player of the Year. We're going to break down what went wrong for Ohio State with our man Bill Bender of the Sporting News. And we're going to talk to local PGA Tour professional Johnson Wagner out of Charlotte, North Carolina. So we'll see what Johnson Wagner's up to. So we got a good show tomorrow.
Awesome stuff. We'll check it out right here on Pirate Radio. Mark, have a great weekend. Have a great show tomorrow, and we'll talk to you again next week.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you. There's Mark Greenhalgh, Greeny, joining us on the Fixed NC Live Line Golf Shop Radio Show coming your way Saturday, 8 a.m. right here on Pirate Radio.
Johnson Wagner, Carolina Panthers PSL owner.
All right, there you go. Maybe I'll ask him next week his thoughts because he's right there in Charlotte on the Hornets and Hurricanes hockey going on and Panthers off season, and see if he has any interest in because he talks college football. He's a Clemson guy,
right? So
they've talked college football on the show. We'll get his thoughts on Charlotte sports next time he joins us on the program. All right, Shirley, practice is going to pay off.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
317-1250.
Caller 7.
Caller 7, lucky number 7 at 317-1250.
Well done, sir.
317-1250. Caller 7. What are they going to get?
Free lunch at CPW's.
CPW's. That would be a fantastic prize to win right now. If you are caller 7, we are back with you on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Happy New Year's from Brown & Wood. This month, get a 2020 Buick Enclave and save up to $6,250 or $4,000 plus 0% for 72 months. And remember, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory ever. Brand new Adidas is arriving daily, along with Under Armour, Columbia, and Russell Athletic. UBE is loaded with cargo, and new items are being added daily to PirateWear.com. Be sure to check out our children's store, The Crow's Nest, for all of your young pirates. UBE and PirateWear.com, an ECU tradition for 50 years. Go Pirates!
Been pulled over for speeding and written a ticket? Then you need to call O'Neill's Speedometer Service in Greenville. O'Neill's can calibrate all vehicles for speeding tickets. All-wheel drives, no problem. 18-wheelers, no problem. Motorcycles, no problem. O'Neill's can also repair instrument gauges that have stopped working. Whether you drive a Ford or GMC, Greenville's trusted speedometer shop for over 30 years is O'Neill's. Call today for repairs or calibration work at 756-5050. O'Neill's Speedometer Service. Go Pirates.
Hey, welcome to Jack Brown's. What can I get you?
Can I get a vodka soda with a lime, please?
No liquor, just beer. We have beer out the wazoo. And we don't even know what a wazoo is. IPAs, sours, gozas, wheats, stouts, porters, you name it, we got it.
Drink 100 beers and join the Notch Club. Don't be a nerd. Ask about the Notch Club.
Yeah, we've got the best craft beer in Greenville.
Awesome. I'll take a pack to us light.
You got it, on the way.
Jack Brown's Beer and Burger Joint, located at 805 Dickinson Avenue, right in the heart of Uptown Greenville.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro. We are the professional office systems people.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in eastern North Carolina. With Blackwood and Mills Creek in Greenville, Dalton's Cove in Farmville, and Belmar in Ayden, these are just a few of the developments featuring BMS Builders homes. They can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or East Carolina football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. BMS Builders. Give them a call at 916-1578 for BMS Builders.
Over 32 years ago, the Ronald McDonald House of Eastern North Carolina opened its doors as a place to help families stay together and close to the care they need when they have a sick child. With the addition of a second Ronald McDonald House inside the Maynard Children's Hospital, our need to serve is greater than ever as the medical community flourishes. Help us expand our mission of keeping families close as we grow to meet that need. You can show your support by making a donation to the Ronald McDonald House. Visit our website today at rmhenc.org for more information. Thank you for your support.
You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by your CBD store, where good health hits home. Visit your CBD store today on Arlington Boulevard across from the mall. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The Dow closed out the week down 177 points at 30,814. The NASDAQ was down 114 points at 12,998. And the S&P was also down 27 at 3,768. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. And congratulations to Greg Davis of Washington, picked up lunch at CPW's. Of course, CPW's is back open every day for lunch. Their classic menu is also back with your favorites like tortellini CPW's, Cajun chicken and pasta, classic lasagna, the garbage pizza, the stromboli, calzone, Atlantic salmon, Cajun fried shrimp wrap, and more. Start every meal off with your favorite beverage and CPW's baked bread and garlic butter. CPW's, Stanton Square Shopping Center next to the hospital, or you can follow CPW's on Facebook for daily updates. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Broad.
Say Greg was our winner?
Yes, Greg.
From Washington. I saw the Washington-Kinston boys basketball score last night. The Pam Pack whipped up on them, so...
You know what the final score was?
No. Do I need that information?
No, I was just asking. I was just curious if you knew what the score was.
I should have it if I'm going to talk about it. It was a blowout. Let me go to Nolan Knight's page from WNCT Channel 9. 76-40. Like, when's the last time Kinston lost by that many points?
I don't even remember. I can't even remember.
Was Dominique Wilkins playing in that game for Washington last night? Very impressive performance by the Pam Pack. One game tonight in college basketball involving top 25 teams. It'll be Wisconsin, who is coming off a blowout loss to Michigan. They'll be on the road at Rutgers tonight. Tomorrow, you got some action, including aforementioned Michigan, who is 11-0. They will take on Minnesota. Both of those teams in the top 25. Ohio State at Illinois, a couple of top 25 teams there. Virginia and Clemson, a couple of top 20 teams, will get it on in Little John coming up tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Gonzaga, number 1 in the nation, is at St. Mary's. And then you've got a couple postponed games as well. No men's basketball tomorrow. ECU women are in Minges, and that game time changed. I think it was going to be, Shirley? Men were at noon, and then the women were going to play at like 3. I think that game has been moved to 1 o'clock.
That is correct.
Okay.
It's been moved up to 1 o'clock.
So 1 o'clock tomorrow, Minges Coliseum, the ECU women back in action. Unfortunately, I do not... I don't think I have a line on the game, but I tell you what, I'm going to look for it tomorrow. So I think it's time that we play Guess the Line. Let me pull up the latest information I can on this. And Chandler has been dominant guessing the lines. Tomorrow they take on the Houston Cougars. The Houston Cougars will take on the Pirates. Houston is coming off and why did it just do that? So
are you talking about like for the women's games?
Yeah.
I almost got the score right though, because I said 57-53 would be the final.
And what was the final?
It was, I believe it was like 58-51, I believe.
All right, I'll give you some credit, Shirley. I'll give you.
I said 60-48, so that's 3 points off for ECU and 2 points off for.
I'm glad it's Friday. If this was another day, Shirley might be really upset with us. All right, Houston's coming off a blowout victory over Tulsa. They were blown out before that by South Florida. They have lost to Tulane. They've lost to UCF. So they, in conference play, have not fared too well, but they are coming off a big win, Shirley. So they also beat Wichita State and Houston. So they got off to a good start. They beat Memphis, Wichita State, and then lost 3 in a row, and then won their last outing. So that's how they have fared so far. What is the line going to be for this game coming up on Saturday?
Have you already said it, Chandler? Okay. 6. I'm going to go with 6.
Who's favored?
ECU.
All right, Chandler.
I was going to say 6.
ECU by 6?
No.
Houston by 6?
Well, is it not that it matters, but is it on the road?
It's in Minges.
Is it Minges? Okay. I'm gonna go Houston 4.5.
I love how seriously you take this because you've got a perfect streak on the line here that you got to keep going.
I know, and I'm going to be honest. I don't think I can make it 3 in a row.
I mean, 1 in a row is tough. 2 in a row is almost unheard of. 3 in a row, I don't even know. I don't think
it'd be scary. It'd be a house of horrors.
There's not even a word to describe what 3 in a row guesses would be. But all right, I'm going to look that. Remind me to look that up tomorrow. Shoot me a text.
No,
because they don't put them out till the day of, so we won't know until tomorrow.
You've got ours right. She's 6.
4.5. Yeah,
boom. But she's got ECU favored.
Correct.
And I've got Houston.
Correct.
Boom.
I will set an alarm to remind myself to check the line, and we'll revisit this coming up on Monday. All right, Chandler, we were kind of fired up about the Hornets earlier in the week, and of course they then lose 2 in a row. So that's par for the course. Good game last night, though. Had a nice fourth quarter against the Raptors. They will play Toronto again on the road. This is a good trivia question. Where are they playing? The Raptors.
In Tampa Bay.
And Tampa Bay. I forgot about that.
The Tampa Bay Lightning, the Stanley Cup.
Oh, okay. Hornets. Good.
I was last night watching the game. I was like, I wonder where they're playing at because I don't know of anywhere in Tampa that has an arena.
Mm-hmm.
But then they showed like a wide shot of the arena, and I saw the banners hanging in the rafters, and I saw some Lightning stuff. I saw the Lightning logo, so I was like, "Oh, well, that makes sense."
The Tampa Bay Raptors. So they'll take on the Hornets coming up on Saturday night. Hurricanes back at it coming up Saturday night as well, as they will take on the Detroit Red Wings. Recapping the top stories today, there's a baseball schedule out, and we can run it down real quick. The Pirates will open up the season at home against Rhode Island February 19th through the 21st. They are their first non-conference midweek game will be Tuesday, the 23rd of February, when they host Duke. They then go on the road at Georgia Southern, and that is their only road non-conference weekend series. That'll be February 26th through the 28th. Midweek game March the 3rd at home against Old Dominion. The LeClaire Classic this year, and that is at least signified as that on the official schedule here, will be a 3-game series against Appalachian State March 5th, 6th, and 7th. Pirates will go on the road to Durham to take on Duke. Tuesday, March 9th, they'll be home for a 3-game series against the Charlotte 49ers, March 12th, 13th, and 14th. On the road at Alec Burleson's least favorite place at UNCW. Wednesday, March 17th. 3 games at home against the Redbirds of Illinois State on March 19th, 2021. They'll be in Chapel Hill to face the Tar Heels of North Carolina March 23rd. That's a Tuesday. The next Tuesday, they will be home against North Carolina Tuesday, March 30th. In between those games, St. John. Seems like we play those guys every year. They'll be here March 26th through the 28th. So then you get into your conference play. And the Pirates' first conference series will be against Cincinnati They will then be at home again the following weekend against Memphis, on the road at Houston, home versus UCF, at Wichita State, home versus Tulane, and then 2 series on the road to wrap it up at Cincinnati and at South Florida. So the Pirates will take on Cincinnati twice, 2 series versus the Bearcats, 1 series against everybody else, and once again, just 1 road non-conference weekend series at Georgia Southern. But good to see Duke on the schedule with a home and home. Good to see North Carolina there as well. Annual battle with UNCW. So it's I guess a bit of a condensed schedule because you don't have those 2-game midweeks like you see, but that's the schedule for 2021.
Yeah, hopefully the baseball program can kind of, get the situation that they got going on over there right now with COVID taken care of and be ready by first pitch on February, what 19th. Day was it? 19th against Rhode Island. So hopefully they get things straightened out over there at Clark LeClaire, and we'll have some baseball here soon. And
once again, talked about this with Igo earlier in the hour. Dwayne Ledford being talked about as one of the candidates to take over the Marshall Thundering Herd head coaching job.
I looked him up a while ago. Dwayne Ledford, of course, he played here at East Carolina. And then also played in the NFL for quite a while for a few different teams. So I wasn't aware that he had a career in the NFL. Rising
through the ranks, been at App State, NC State, now Louisville as their offensive coordinator and O-line coach. Gonna get a head job here soon. Will it be with the Marshall Thundering Herd? We shall see.
If he gets the job, he'll be in the CUSA with his former coach, head coach, Skip Holtz. He was a GA under Skip Holtz in 08 and 09.
Yeah, and if he gets the job, he will be working for former ECU AD Mike Hamrick.
Yes, that's correct.
There are Pirate connections everywhere, Chandler.
Wow.
You just got to look for them. Chandler, what you doing this weekend?
I'm about to head back to Sampson County after the show. Going to see the family. I was too busy screaming at the TV with you guys last Saturday, so I wasn't able to go home and see them last weekend, so I'm going to do that this weekend and watch some football.
Yes, 2 games Saturday, 2 games Sunday. You can hear them right here on Pirate Radio coming up this weekend. Couple of news and notes before we go. 6 minutes ago, Bruce Levine. Bruce Levine is a baseball analyst for WSCR-AM. His MLB source confirms that Chris Bryant will sign, I'm assuming with the Cubs. Chris Bryant signs for $19.5 million. Also, no Grizzlies and Wolves tonight. Game postponed. That coming out just a moment ago. Let's get out of here before any more bad news breaks. How about that?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Shirley, enjoy your weekend. We will see you on Monday.
I will be here.
Hey, here's some news. Scott, our Maryland guy, the Orioles reached agreement on a 1-year contract with Boom Boom, Trey Mancini.
Oh, okay. Good for Trey.
$4.75 million.
Now get rid of Chris Davis.
Yeah, that's what O's fans still have another year or two to kind of wait it out before they can be a factor again. But maybe they'll have an exciting young team. We shall see. All right, thanks for tuning in this week, folks. Enjoyed it as always. We will see you back here Monday, 3 o'clock for an all-new edition of Pirate Radio Live. Have a great weekend. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM.